brother, he has those kind of nipples that are really like it's really weird.
So when that big red button is on,
Oh shit!
it means that we're recording.
I had no idea you pressed the button.
And I'm leaving that in because it's hilarious. I'm absolutely leaving that in there. It's hilarious as hell. Hey everybody, welcome to another awkward episode of Family Reelz.
Here we go.
If that's any indication of what you'll be getting, man, then oh god, I don't even see. Look, you have me all flustered.
Next time, give a warning, a countdown.
I just said I was ready to go.
Yeah, okay, 3, 2, 1 would have been nice.
I don't do 3, 2, 1. I just start playing the banter. The banter is the best part, Jonna, and eventually you will understand that.
Well,
the banter.
The audience got something they didn't ask for. You all got something you didn't ask for.
Indubitably. So, yeah. Mom.
This week's movie?
You picked Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes, I did.
And, yeah. I don't know what to say.
And yeah, it was Napoleon Dynamite.
There's so much to say and not a lot to say about this movie.
That is probably the best way to describe that. I feel like it is, if Seinfeld made a full feature-length movie, it would probably feel like this.
Yeah, pretty much just randomness on steroids.
I don't.
Let her do the synopsis first.
I think she did. I thought that was it.
Sort of. Let's just say this. Let's talk about the setting of this story really quick. It's in a place that seems like when this was made, what year was it?
I think 2000. No, it was earlier than that, like 2004, I believe.
Oh dang.
Napoleon.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
I obviously don't know how to spell that. No, I do.
It should just come up.
2004.
Yeah, 2004.
Oh wow.
I remember. I don't remember this movie being in theaters. I remember when I was volunteering at the Boys and Girls Club, somebody came by and just gave us a bunch of merchandise to hand out to the kids. It was like little masks and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And that's the only reason I even know that I knew about this movie beforehand. But I didn't see this movie actually until like 2009, 2008.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell?
I just didn't get
it. That was the thing. I remember. I think it was. It might have been you and Maya or somebody was watching it, and you know how I'm walking past doing something, and I just got stuck. I'm like, it was literally like the train crash. The opening. Couldn't look away.
The opening was like interesting enough to me, like so lame.
With all the food.
Yeah, I like how they put the.
I didn't see that.
I like how they put like director names with ketchup in the food and then all the other stuff. I don't know. I kind of appreciated that, and I was like, okay, let me see what this is about.
Whenever I see it, I think that the song that's playing is that every day things are getting close, but it's not that song.
No, it's not that.
But it feels like that could be the song that's playing.
That organ song
I
that's
can tell
playing.
That we are gonna be friends.
That's the song that plays. But the one that I thought was
I thought you were talking about that organ playing. You know,
no, there's like a song that feels like it's like it's on every kind of movie like that, where it's like I don't know. It just felt like
every kind of movie like that.
I don't know, it's like weird and quirky.
And do you want to see, the little description that Google puts?
Go ahead, please.
I'm curious.
So it says, in a small town, Preston, Idaho, awkward teen Napoleon Dynamite, which is played by John Heder, has trouble fitting.
Are we saying that right?
Heder?
I think.
Heater?
Or is it Heater?
It's spelled
Heder?
H-E-D-E-R.
I know.
Yeah, I know, but who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
Fair enough.
It looks like Heder. I'm going to say Heder.
I've been saying Heder.
He has trouble fitting in. After his grandmother is injured in an accident, his life is made even worse when his strangely nostalgic uncle, Rico, played by John Grise, shows up to keep an eye on him. With no safe haven at home or at school, Napoleon befriends the new kid, Pedro. I sound like such an American Pedro. Morose Hispanic boy who speaks little English. Together, the two launch a campaign to run for class president.
I feel like he spoke pretty good English.
I know, right?
Am I the only one who didn't understand that?
This is a little racist.
Right?
Because even the principal dude kind of like
maybe
says it.
He has a heavy accent.
Little. at all.
Well, he clearly isn't like a
Right.
man of 1,000 words.
He doesn't speak little English. He
No,
just
he
has
just
a heavy accent.
And he speaks very little.
But he also, I mean, like if they're trying to say he doesn't speak any English, he understands English like better than anything. Like I don't know. I just don't get it.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
I don't think they describe that. But it's so funny if you're reading it. It doesn't feel like it describes what the movie is.
It does not. It doesn't.
You wouldn't get that.
It's because this movie has no plot.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't feel like that.
plotless.
It doesn't feel like even as the stuff is unfolding, it doesnn't feel like it's really the plot of the
There's
movie.
no crescendo. Like there really is no crescendo to this movie.
No, it just randomly. Yeah.
God,
anyway,
like, it's so irritating.
Let's go on.
So this is supposed to be 2004, and in this little small town of Idaho or whatever,
Idaho.
it seems
Preston,
like
Idaho.
you assume that it's maybe the 90s or something like that,
Well,
early 90s.
you only
maybe.
assume that when you see the main character, like any character with a name feels like they're stuck in
Yeah.
like the 80s or something like the early 80s or some shit like that.
But okay, so you got to look at the place, and some characters may be kind of over the top with it, but even the other characters aren't. They wouldn't be where everyone else is in that time. They're a little behind. I mean, that's not unusual. There are.
I don't know
certain
nothing about
areas
no
that are-
Idaho, but still,
Mormons?
only the I don't know. I don't think so. But only the characters
It's right
with
next
names.
to Utah, right?
Napoleon, Kip, Rico, the dude the instructor dude, what's her face, Deb, even Pedro is kind of like dressed like he's not in the time we are in now.
Yeah.
Especially considering everybody else in his family, when you see them, is dressed as we are. They should be now. It's only the
Yeah.
characters with names are weird 80s throwbacks, while everybody else is just like stuck
Well,
there.
and they're all the weird people.
Well, they're
even the
only
cool
weird
people-
because they're the characters in the movie.
Even the cool people like look kind
A
of
little-
like they're
yeah.
from a different
Yeah,
age.
that's what I'm saying. But any character with a name or who at least has a part to play somehow are the only ones, because everybody else is just like, what the fuck is wrong with all these people?
True. But, I always said it put me in the mind of, for me, I remember being in high school and you see, weird kids. And it's like, this is their life.
I take that offensively.
No.
You weren't that kid.
You're not that kid.
No, because like there's weird kids who are like, oh, they're into stuff that we're
Yeah,
not into. That's
yeah.
weird. But then
And
there's
then
like,
there's-
he might shoot this school up one day. Like, you don't want to be the first one to say it, but you're like, hey, he eats people, huh? Yeah, he does. All right, okay. I thought it was just me. I didn't want to be the only one thinking that this guy eats people. But that's like, if I saw a dude like Napoleon who talked like it's just like mannerisms, everything,
That's what
I'd be like,
hey.
he is going to fuck us up
I
one
kind
day.
of did knew a kid like that, but he dressed in army clothes.
That's scary. That's scary as fuck. Was he white? Oh my god. That's even scarier. That is the scariest thing you said, because
I befriended him, of course.
yeah, well, smart move. That's what that is the move, right? What did they say? Like, as fucked up as it is, but when the Columbine shit, one of those kids was like, he was like, oh, I befriended him. He was like, you're cool. And that dude just walked right past him. It's like, yeah, you gotta befriend the weirdos, because with those kids inevitably shoot something up. You want to be on the right side of that shit.
Oh my god!
That's
Wow.
sad. I'm just saying. I didn't know anybody who I thought might shoot. Oddly enough, not in high school, but when I was in college,
I'm sure.
definitely knew some couple of these kids who, and you know how I knew, because they used to talk about doing UFC all the time. Instead of calling it mixed martial arts, which is what it is, they kept saying they were going to go do UFC, and they're like the skinny kids who just like, I'm like, these kids are going to shoot up something.
You ever seen that video? Don't fuck with me. I have what is it? I have anime and God by my side.
No, but what? Also, don't trust white guys who wear fedoras everywhere. That's a red flag for me.
Especially nowadays.
That is a red
If you're wearing a
flag.
fedora,
No.
if you're wearing a fedora
It's the
religiously
backpack
now,
for me. I'm like in the store or whatever. I'm
I take offense to that because I rock a backpack.
no. when you see,
white dudes with backpacks.
Oh well, yeah, no, that's different.
and you see them like looking suspicious.
Looking, you know.
I don't like white dudes in gray hoodies.
That bugs me too.
They make me nervous, especially when the hoodie is up and like pulled.
Yes,
I'd be like,
the worst.
I'd be like, all right,
Please don't do
what
that.
the fuck are we doing here, dude? I'd be like them Asian women when I walk into a 99 cent store. I'd be like, where the fuck is this? I'd be like, where the fuck is this nigga go? What aisle is he? Powders, huh? What are you doing? What are you doing with those? Why are you in the household cleaning aisle? What did you look up on the internet? How do you know how to make a bomb, don't you?
I'm one of those people who can't stop looking like out of the side of their eye at people if they look suspicious.
I don't, and I'll tell you,
seriously.
I'm not good at not looking, so I'm gonna look.
Yes.
And my hope is that they'll be as uncomfortable as I am and just leave, and we'll all be safe. I just thwarted a bomb attempt with awkward looks.
You just made them worried. They're like, I'm getting too much anxiety. I run out of here.
The kryptonite of the crazy kill white guy, a black dude.
Because I'll stare at that nigga. I'll be like,
Especially if you try to see like they're behind you, you'd be like, whoa.
because when it's a lot of things. Hands in the pocket, looking around.
Yes. Do not
Hoodie pulled. Nobody pulls their hoodie like that, especially inside. You're not freezing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, calm. Like, I need to know what the fuck is going on here.
Like trench coats.
Trench coats, I don't trust.
Yeah, I don't want to see a grown man with a trench coat.
Sunglasses indoors.
Yeah, no.
That's for anybody. It makes you look like a douche. Don't do it.
True.
You shouldn't wear sunglasses. Only Diddy can wear sunglasses indoors. It's just a fact.
Yeah, women can get away with it.
No, only Diddy can wear sunglasses indoors. They look like douches too.
It's true.
Anyway, to the movie at hand. Well, I know how you are incremental with your notes.
I will
I
just
did
say
pretty good.
that this is a hard movie to pace.
I can't believe that
'cause
It was hard to take notes. For
No,
me.
like just to try and do because usually when we do movies, there's a very clear structure of what's going on.
Yeah.
True.
This doesn't have that, so it's
No.
harder to be like.
See, that's what made it easier.
You can't
I
tell.
don't know.
It's one of
It was
those.
I don't know.
Random stuff.
'Cause I never
More
know.
random stuff.
It's one of those movies you can't tell what's important and what's not.
Well, because
It doesn't-
ultimately, nothing is.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Literally nothing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's more at stake in Kip's story than there is in anyone else's story in this entire thing because it's the only thing that amounts to anything.
Yeah.
True.
Like it's the only thing where it's like, oh, he said this thing earlier and now it pays off. That's it. Nobody else
actually
has
what
that.
if
He does have like a story that builds,
Look,
and I
what
feel
if
happy for him. At the
that
end.
was like what they used, right? The basis of this, and then they decide, but let's just throw a bunch of random stuff in there in the midst of making this. This is what the makes the story move per se. But we're just gonna throw in the kitchen.
You know
sink.
what? This is probably really Kip's movie.
It's not though. It's definitely not Kip's movie.
How do you know?
Or maybe it's Pedro's movie.
It's not Pedro's movie.
I don't know. It has to be either one of them.
No. The thing is, it's nobody's movie.
Okay, so the thing is, what it does do, movie wise, not that extra stuff. It does start with Napoleon, pretty much, and it does pretty much end with Napoleon. So, yeah.
No.
Well,
It
yeah,
ends with
technically.
Kip.
No, it ends
no,
with
that's-
Napoleon and Deb.
Right.
Technically.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Look, anything before the credits is the end of the movie.
Honestly, I care more about Kip's love story than
But that's the
Napoleon.
same because that takes place after the credits.
Yes.
So anything before the credits that's the end of the movie. Anything after that is extra because I didn't even know that existed.
What?
I didn't know that scene existed. I never knew about that.
Seriously?
No, because the movie was over. I'm not gonna watch the credits. It's not a Marvel movie. I'm not watching X-Men.
I always wait for stuff after bloopers, all that fun
But the
stuff.
bloopers usually happen during the credits.
yeah.
So I wouldn't have to wait long for them to
Sometimes.
pop up.
True.
Like Rush Hour,
good
right
job.
there. Nutty Professor, right there. Toy Story,
Why do
right
you remember
there.
all the movies with bloopers?
Because bloopers are amazing and they should bring them back.
Those exact movies that you can name. them.
It's like you filmed it, put it in the thing. Let me
I
see
love
it.
it. What it was a movie that was kind of recent. can't remember if it was something with Will Ferrell or something, but he likes to do. I think he does in a lot of movies. There are bloopers.
Oh,
I'm sure. I think Step Brothers has bloopers. I think
Ricky Bobby
definitely has
definitely
bloopers. Talladega. It's called Ricky Bobby as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it is Ricky Bobby.
But this movie starts with Napoleon.
Well, he's getting ready to go catch the school bus.
Does he ride the school bus with the little kids?
He sure does.
Well,
he sure does.
I think
there was
everybody rides that school
No,
bus.
I think it was just
the rest
him.
of them were like middle school aged at most.
He's clearly in high school.
He's just catching the bus.
Yeah,
Just saying, hey,
I don't know.
I'm going to get, because it stops by his house.
Maybe he's the only high schooler that takes the bus.
he is clearly the only high schooler who takes that bus.
That's messed up.
So the bus comes, and he gets on the bus, and so this kid is like, what are you going to do today?
I know, he's all genuine. He's
like,
trying to
what
talk
are you
to
gonna
him.
do?
But that
today?
I know because he does ask that question like, "What are you going to do today?" Which implies that every day
He does something odd.
and I'm
Yes.
just like, and he's just like,
Whatever I want to do. Gosh.
yeah. But it's funny because this kid is just like something amazing. I get like he just reminds me of that kid. He's like,
and he's
"Huh."
watching him the whole time.
And then Napoleon acts like he's doing something illegal.
I know a thing.
He's all nervous, looking around, opening the school bus window, which those things are impossible to open.
I know.
God.
I just
hate
don't
those
bother
things.
with it. I
Yeah.
just be hot. And
I know,
deal
man.
with it.
Sometimes I'll struggle with that thing for 5 minutes if I got to, but it'd be hot because they don't got air conditioning on that bus.
Yeah.
So then he has the long thing of
Clearly dental floss tied
floss
to a 99-cent store wrestling toy, and he just lets it
literally
out.
tosses it out the window and drags it to school for
He's not even like watching what happens. He's just like, yeah, it's on there.
for no real reason whatsoever.
That is very suspicious behavior. If I catch you doing that, I'm judging you.
That's what we're talking about. Weird kid shit.
right. Yeah, super weird.
This nigga does some weird
Like,
shit.
there's quirky, and then there's why are you doing that?
Yeah, and I don't want to be on the wrong end of why you doing that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and you tell me if you got something before me. This is how we'll do this, okay?
Okay, sure.
So I've got like now we go where he's in the class, and then they have him get up and do a presentation.
Current events.
Yeah. Oh, was that what?
That's what the
was.
teacher said. She says, Napoleon, give us your current events, and he's just like, fuck.
Okay, I didn't catch that.
And
I
he
was
goes
like, what is the subject
This
of this?
whole story
Yeah.
about the Loch Ness monster,
Or how Japanese scientists, specifically Japanese scientists, tried to blow Nessie out of the water, but then
said Nessie.
they said like the Irish or the Scottish wizards and somebody tried to put a protective force field or wall. I'm like, oh, yo, we are in class with this dude.
Yes.
We have to tread on eggshells. Do you hear what this nigga just said?
This guy got issues.
This dude, and not even just that, because he said it with such confidence. That's some
Yes.
George Bush shit. He said it with such confidence that I believed every word he said.
I know.
He
I was just like,
he
what?
researched those points. He memorized it. He knew exactly what was talking about. When he presents it to the Scottish government, he's gonna have all those facts, and it's insane.
So, first things first, I'm rewatching this movie. I didn't really understand the first few times I've seen it, but now I'm like, okay, he's a little pathological liar.
Very much so.
It shows in a little bit throughout this movie.
Yes.
And that's the thing. They try to pass it off as like quirky and charming, but no, he's a fucking
Straight up
liar.
Yeah.
He will lie, and
He is straight up lying.
his lies just get deeper and deeper. This dude is terrible.
And then,
Yeah.
so I don't know what comes.
What
after
comes
that.
next?
Go ahead.
I put tetherball.
Oh yeah, that's where I
You
was
see
too.
that he plays
played
tetherball.
by himself.
No, that's
Kicking
not
the-
weird. That's not the weird part, guys.
sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
I played tetherball by
Take it
myself.
personal
Nobody
much?
wants to play with me. Okay.
It's a little weird. It's a 2-player game. It's a little weird.
Okay, well, nobody wants to play with you because you're just so badass at tetherball. I mean, that's just the life you live, okay? You're just lone wolf playing tetherball, okay?
Because you're a tetherball champion 3 years running.
What are you talking about? It's been like 20 years now. Like,
Wow.
I'm telling you. Okay, whatever.
Okay,
That's
so
whatever.
and then I had where he gets bullied. And,
Oh, yeah.
he's in the
Well, I thought that-
chokehold. What?
I thought before that they were asking him about his summer He was like in the locker room or something with those other kids because he gets bullied after. I thought it was the same kid who asked him what he did that summer.
Oh, you're right.
But it's a different kid who's bullying him. Yeah, that's weird.
Okay, they over there clowning him because he's talking about, asking him what he did last summer.
Clearly
he's
lying.
Telling them a whole thing. They went where?
He was up in Alaska hunting Wolverine.
that is what he said.
With his uncle, and he had to save his
Which
cousin.
I can't confirm or deny, but I don't think there's Wolverines in Alaska.
Okay, excuse me.
What is
a Wolverine?
What's a Wolverine?
Yeah,
it's like
it's not
imagine like a badger, but like on steroids.
Wait, hold on. Let me
Look it up because they kind of look like badgers, but they're just like bigger and uglier, and they kill things.
So is that why the superhero Wolverine's name is Wolverine?
Well, I think it's probably because they're like indigenous.
And it brings up Wolverine.
Well, because nobody cares about the animal.
Where are these things indigenous?
I think they're in Canada.
Look at this.
Look, see, they look like big old badgers, but like worse.
What the hell?
Ew.
That's so funny. I'm looking at all these actual animals, and then you see Hugh
Jackman.
Look at his teeth.
Yeah, I think they might be indigenous to Canada, which is why
look at
Wolverine is
those
known
claws.
as Wolverine.
Oh, that makes sense. Look at the claws.
Well, I mean,
Think about Wolverine.
yeah, I guess.
What? They look.
I mean, I think I don't think they thought that deep into that.
You know?
I think they were like, "What's a vicious animal that's not a bear?" Like they're like, "Oh, Wolverine." And it's like, all right, that works.
Somebody
guess.
did. Stan Lee was like,
Yeah, you're
that
right.
thing's got some claws on there.
Canada and what does it say?
They're in Australia too. That'll be fucking hilarious.
Why?
Well, because Wolverine was at one point Australian. There's like an old cartoon, and he's Australian.
What?
As hell. He's like, "Oh, I'm the Wolverine."
Oh, God,
and it's just
for
like,
real?
yeah, and they were like, maybe that's not gonna work. Canadian.
They're more in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah, so I know they're in North America, but I think they're just
in Alaska.
I don't think they're like. Well, I don't know.
And they said in Nordic countries of Europe, in Siberia,
Oh, then maybe they could be in Alaska.
Alaska, yeah.
Oh,
it's in
see?
Alaska.
Oh,
That wasn't
whatever. Point is,
He wasn't in Alaska.
He clearly wasn't in Alaska hunting Wolverines with a freaking 12 gauge. What do you think? Like, what a piece of shit, man. Like, and I think what's worse is that these kids know that shit, so these kids are fucking with them. Yeah,
they are big time.
They just can't wait to
Especially
hear
that
stories.
one Don. With
Don, yeah, he's a geek.
with that dang face.
He's like the
I
most
like him,
popular
though.
geek,
He
dude.
is. He's an athlete.
But I like him. He's the most hilarious guy in this movie because just the faces he makes are perfect.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
He is clowning.
But that's when he gets bullied by a completely different guy who we see multiple times just randomly bullying people.
yeah, so that's
Kind
when
of asshole.
he gets. And then after he gets bullied,
Nobody does anything about it.
No, well, they do closer to the end.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But nobody else. Everybody just walked past. And
Oh
just
yeah,
didn't
no, he's
care.
getting beat up against a locker.
So then he goes to call home.
Kip
And Kip answers, and he's asking for his grandmother, and he's like, she's gone wherever. And then
he said with her boyfriend.
oh no,
No,
was
that's
that
later.
Was
Oh, yeah.
He's like, she's not here, and then he's like, can you come get me? And he's like, no. He's like, what did he say?
It's like how you said, "I'm busy."
Oh yeah, when we had
He
that,
He said he's busy chatting with babes.
government.
He had that
cheese.
government block cheese, and he was putting it on some chips and making nachos. Which busy, yeah, I get that. 100%
And then
understand
he's
busy.
like, well, can you come bring me some chapstick?
My chapstick.
It's like, no. And then he's like, but my lips hurt real bad. And then he's going to tell him, ask the nurse. I know
I'm not
she
doing that shit.
I know.
Yeah, that's
I know
nasty.
she has plenty of them in her drawer.
He's like,
Ew,
gross, dude. I'm not touching your fucking nurse lip chapstick bullshit.
Gross.
nasty. And so,
This is where he meets Pedro.
Because this is when the principal is like, how many times do I have to tell you? Don't you speak English? Or you don't understand English? Or whatever the case may be. It's like, dude, no one's going to respond to you when you're being an asshole.
Exactly.
Secondly, downstairs. Why is the cafeteria downstairs? What the fuck is going on in this school right now? Where are they?
well, I mean,
right?
Why? Because he was
Well, no, but
he was upstairs using the office phone, which should be on the first floor because that makes more sense. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Maybe the lunchroom's in the basement. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
No, it could be. It very well could be.
Well, that's depressing.
I'm just saying.
It's also Idaho. I don't know how they do things.
And not just that, but in back east, schools are actually in buildings, not like how out here they're spread out into these different little buildings. There's one building that goes up so many floors, and so things are on different floors. Classroom.
I went to an indoor school.
Did you?
In Georgia.
In Georgia.
Oh, what was that like? I don't know.
Weird, honestly. I had to have a locker.
Wow.
And a clear backpack. Wow, y'all be doing the most in Georgia, man.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't. So it was weird for me when I came out here in these sprawling
quads
campuses. Yeah. I was like, and it was like in Pasadena, PHS. That's the biggest dang school. I am not joking you. And I remember like having a class that might have been over here on dang Terra Vista, and then the other class is over here where we live at. I mean, it was just ridiculous.
Well, this school sucks anyway.
Oh, this school.
Yeah, this school sucks.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Is that a new kid?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, Napoleon, this is Pedro." He actually did a good job of saying it.
He
and I was actually really like, "All right, fair enough, dude. I was waiting."
He probably wasn't supposed to do that.
He probably wasn't. He just couldn't help himself. He's just that guy, you know?
He's like, I know how this is supposed to go.
But yeah, so he's helping him, show him around or whatever. They're talking about it. He's asking him about he said something about gangs, where he was like, "Oh, there's a lot of gangs at this school." Bullshit. And he said a couple of them wanted to be joined because of my nunchuck skills, which we know is bullshit because he immediately says later that he has no nunchuck skills. Dude is a liar, and he's so bad at it. He's so bad at it.
He is.
And then we get the bike because he's like, "What do you have?" He was like, "I have a sick bike." He was like, "Oh, have you ever taken it over any sweet jumps?" And apparently they just leave school to go do some sick jumps.
And then he's doing his sick jumps, Pedro, and then Napoleon tries it. And
well, because you see, like when Pedro does his jump, the ramp is built brick in the middle, brick at the end to make the ramp steady. When you see Napoleon does his, it's brick in the middle is gone, and there's one brick at the end, and that's why his immediately crashes.
Ouch.
And I was like, yeah, I did, because I was like, they're both riding the same bike. Their weight difference isn't that much. In fact, Pedro might weigh more. I don't know. There's no reason for him to have missed that jump, so I had to see why it happened.
So you had to go analyze it.
I
ruined the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
He didn't just do it because he's bad at jumps. He was sabotaged. Sabotaged.
And so then the next thing I think is they end up at home, and the grandmother is telling them she's about to,
leave and do grandma stuff.
Yeah. And, that they... and he's talking about how hungry he is. And she's like, well, make yourself a dang quesadilla.
Mm-hmm.
Quesadilla.
No, she said quesadilla.
Quesadilla. It's even worse.
Quesadilla.
Like, you can't get half of it right and the other half wrong.
And then I had just realized that's Mac's mom from Sunny.
Yeah, from It's Always Sunny. Because she doesn't say anything. She just sits there and smokes cigarettes watching that tiny-ass TV.
So then she's stuck with Kip at home. Oh, she tells him that the uncle is coming, and he's just like,
well, no, because that doesn't happen yet, because they're basically just going to be home alone too, because she says she'll be home tomorrow morning or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so
and then
he takes Kip.
Oh no, when they were arguing. And he told him, talking about, go ahead. I'm gonna. I think that's when he tells him about the
La Fonda.
No. The Rex Kwon Do place.
Oh well, no. Okay. It's like okay. This is why this movie is so weird. It's a hodgepodge of shit that happens right here, right? So grandma leaves. Napoleon feeds Tina. He comes back in, and they're just talking because he's telling.
No, that wasn't. That was this. All this stuff you're about to say is before he feeds Tina. This is when they're chatting or whatever. Yeah. And at some point, I forget what they're chatting about, but Kip's like, hit me, Napoleon.
Right.
Hit me.
That's what he
says, because he tells him that he's been sitting around doing nothing all day, and he says, I've been training to be, we both know I'm training to be a cage fighter. And
yeah.
That's when the doorbell rings, and that's when Deb is there.
Oh.
And during, because Deb is dope. I like Deb.
But that was But did they have the slap fight?
Yeah. They had the slap fight.
Right. And that's what
he was like, I'll get it. Here's one good one.
What an asshole. He caught him up.
That's how you have to do it. Fuck all that shit.
And And then Deb comes peddling her photos.
Deb's a hustler in the state of Idaho because apparently everyone goes to her for these photos.
I mean, nobody else seems like
She was like, yo, you need some headshots? And he was just like, no, I'm already pretty sweet, like doing that lion shit that he does. And she was like, well, what about some handcrafted crafts? And he was like, I already have like 1,000 of those I made at camp. I was like, shut up. What the fuck you don't, dude? Like, stop being an asshole.
And you see
but what it is it's more than just being a pathological liar. He has to one up everybody. Like, oh, you can do that? I'm better because I can do this. Like, it's like, what are you talking about? No one cares. No one cares.
And then she was like, well, I'm just trying to sell these things so I, to pay for college. And that's when Kip's in there.
Your mom goes to college.
And he's watching. That's when he's watching the Rex Kwando.
Yeah, the commercial comes on. That's how he finds out about it.
And then she gets upset, throws the stuff basically at Napoleon and leaves. And then, he's watching the Rex Kwando. Oh my gosh! And this guy,
Dietrich Baker. This dude is funny as hell to me.
Hilarious.
You might recognize him from Drew Carey.
Yeah, for sure. What else?
And then, like I said, from what I know he's been in stuff. I know he's been on some stuff like
voices and stuff.
But mostly voice. I know I said he did the voice of Batman for a couple of things.
He's done a lot of little voices like here and there. Like, well, one of them, Surf's Up.
Yeah. He's Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a good voice for it.
Yeah, he definitely does. So,
it goes to Kip. He's putting skates on his feet, and he's like, "Can you pull me into town?"
And he really, literally pulls him.
I would say I've done this before, and it is a bad idea.
It sounds like your legs would hurt.
Malcolm was riding the bike. I was doing that, but because we were in Covina, and he hit a corner. Whoop! Zap! I flipped off that shit, skinned my whole knee up.
Oh!
And we still had to do it. We still had to get back on and do it again. I was like, well, fuck it.
That was your only form of transportation.
I had a bad skate accident, like literally almost knocked out. No. Oh, not that one.
There's multiples.
When I was like probably about 8, and like almost knocked out a couple of teeth, actually. Like stupid stuff. Like, why do you go on a hill?
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Wait, but I had done it and it worked. And I had made the how do I say it? Not made the jump. I had gone down one time, and then I decided to show people. I was like, oh, I'm going to show my friends what I can do. And
how'd that work out?
Oh, man, it was bad. I mean, I'm going down. It's literally a hill. Who does that? It's a hill.
You.
Yeah, and I kind of like stooped down, trying to make it look like really cool. You
tried to tried to really get it going.
Oh, man, lost control. So it's like this alley that was coming, so I was trying to turn to stop myself because it's just going to keep going downhill. And so I turned, and the way I turned, I ended up flat like this.
Yeah. Because your momentum probably took you.
Yeah, I'm flat like this and just spinning around on my face, just like this. The kids all carried me home. I'm bleeding everywhere from my knees, my mouth, everything. Grandpa came out, grabbed me, and then rushed off, and they took me to the doctor and dentist and all kind of stuff.
Christ, Ma. Well, look, you got to experience these kinds of things.
Yeah, I was, I didn't have the kind of thing I have now, which is the ability
to be afraid.
Well, not just that, but look ahead of things and think of the possibilities and probabilities.
See, I think when I do it, people be like, "Oh, you're being extra." Then shit always happens, and I'm always like, "See,
I've become extra."
I know
because
I can see it. I can see it happening before it happens. Like that's a disaster.
I was very impulsive.
Oh, they're fine. I'd be like, "No, that's a disaster." But like, yeah, we get to Rex Kwando, and he immediately calls Kip out after being his volunteer.
First he got the woman that he wasn't that?
Oh no,
that was in the commercial. That was in the commercial when he had that woman in the headlock. Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah, and he goes through his whole spiel, and then he's like, "You think I'm whatever? Because I go home to Starla every night.
You think I'm a failure because I go home to Starla?" And he points at this picture of obviously a woman who's a bodybuilder.
And I would say no, I don't think you're a failure because you go home to Starlight every night. I don't think so. I don't think that's what makes you a failure. I will tell you, the thing that makes him a failure is one of the things he points out. Those goddamn pants.
You think anybody
another red flag from white people, wearing American flag things. Yes. I don't care if it's a shirt, pants, shoes, a bandana, wristband, tattoo especially. If you got American flag tattoo, I do not trust you. You scare the shit out of me.
Big flag on the back of your truck.
Jesus Christ. Are the ones that are flying when they have like flying flags on their truck. I'd be like, I hope we don't get stopped at the same red light.
Just know that if you have that, we're judging you.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm judging the shit out of you for all those things.
So then he calls Kip up.
Why does Kip try to do the fucking Mortal Kombat sweep?
He did.
All extra slow.
He just said, strike me.
He said, come at me. And he did.
He went for it.
Tried to hit him with that Mortal Kombat sweep, and it was just like, all he did was lift his leg up and smack him. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, come on, man.
It was so bad when he goes back and sits down. He just looks so...
He was defeated.
He was so dejected.
But it's funny. Then he said, so I forgot what he was saying, but he definitely called somebody Tinkerbell, and he points at Napoleon.
He's at Peter Pan here.
He said, oh yeah, because he was talking about how people get dressed or whatever. He was like, you think you could beat up anybody dressed like Peter Pan over here? And Napoleon's just like, yo, I didn't even want to be here.
And when they're on the way back,
this nigga
Kip is like, listen, that was such a ripoff.
Yeah, because he was like, what? It was like
$400.
$400 for what? Like a 3-week class of this bullshit? Nah, I couldn't do it.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
And this next part, just random, but it's pretty hilarious.
Everything is random.
This is the next day, basically. It is. Everything is random.
You're talking about the sign language?
No. Napoleon's standing in front of the bus stop, waiting for the bus again. And as the bus is pulling up, he sees his neighbor and he says, hey.
Yeah, the neighbor out there with the cow.
Yeah, and he's trying to, like, get the gun to load or whatever so he can shoot the cow. And it's right when that bus pulls up.
That guy is everywhere. In the movie, he was that guy. He was the guy.
He's the chicken guy.
Farm. Yeah, he was the pastor marrying Kip.
He was
and LaFonda. That guy was hilarious. So he was trying to get the gun unstuck, I guess. And then as soon as the bus comes with the children on it, he shoots the cow, and everybody they're all like.
All screaming and
those kids are traumatized for life.
Yeah.
So then he makes it to school and he's in the class with the, what are they called?
They're called like Happy Hands or some shit like that.
Is that Happy Hands Club.
It says Happy Hands Club, I think, on the back.
Wow, you notice everything. All the littlest details that can be missed, you notice them. And not anything else.
So he
because I don't need the regular details.
The whole what was that? That was
Sometimes love.
Oh yeah.
It is a river.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's all I got. That's all I got.
But they're doing like
the signs.
I was gonna say praise dance.
I have done sign.
It's some form of praise dance. It seems like.
I mean, it's just. I don't think it's exclusive to praise dancing.
It was they were
sign language.
They were singing in sign language. That's what.
For all the deaf kids who probably aren't in that class.
Yeah. So and it was just he was only boy.
Yeah. Well, that's usually how it happens.
The weird kid too.
And then I put Glamour Shot's girlfriend. That's what he was telling Peach.
Yeah, he stole that picture of when Debbie left her box, she had a she had a shot, which I'm not sure if she took that or not. But she definitely
looked like her backgrounds.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, so he took that picture and they were talking about this dance. And that's when Napoleon's like, yeah, I was going to ask my girlfriend, but she's up in Canada, of course. And
how convenient.
No, she wasn't in Canada.
Did he say that she was modeling in Canada?
It was somewhere crazy that you wouldn't think that would be modeling. What did he say?
Yeah, Canada.
No, it was not. Dang
I don't remember this detail. I can't
because I thought about when he said it. It's like, why would that be? Well, I think he said it's something like Texas. Something ridiculous.
Well, it's not going to be Texas. All they do is pageants and models.
No.
Probably Michigan.
Yeah, it was something. It was like it just was
Close enough to
somewhere that
Canada.
you would not be thinking somebody.
I'm also
would
thinking
be.
because they probably have ugly ass women. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know nothing about it,
I
but
don't think it was a very
look,
favoring photo.
I'm just saying they named their school after the Wolverines. I don't trust them.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Are you trying to look it up to see where? Anyways, he says she's modeling. He shows her that picture. That's like lie number one.
Right.
And he's just like, she's hot. Fucking Pedro. I think he's like, yeah, I took her to get her some glamour shots for her birthday last year. Like, you got to stop. Stop while you're ahead with the lie. Like, he already fell for it.
Don't start the whole story around
Don't
it.
start going crazy with it. Like,
He gets carried away easily.
and then he drops it immediately.
Yeah.
Because then he was like, you got to think about asking anybody? He was like, yeah, I'm going after, what's her face?
Debbie.
No, not Debbie.
No, that's when he said Summer.
Summer, very vague white last name. Yeah, she's obviously the it girl at this school because she's white and blonde. And he's just, I was like, hey, it's pretty ballsy, dude. It's only like your second day here.
I like how you're like,
I found
the confidence.
Did you?
My old girlfriend from Oklahoma was going to fly.
Yeah, that's even worse.
But she couldn't because she's doing some modeling right now. Yeah.
I'm mad that you found the entire line.
Right? Where did you find this?
How many pages did you have to go through?
No, and I just said, where was Napoleon's
girlfriend
modeling?
Wow. You can find out anything on the internet.
Fucking
really
Google,
can.
man. That's also a bad thing.
Yes. This piece of information.
If they can find that, somebody somewhere knows my social security number. I just know they do.
They all know.
That's depressing.
That's why
Well,
you gotta
yeah.
search yourself up every once in
I
a while.
do. Did we discuss this last episode? I did definitely search myself. I do it like once a month.
All right. After that, we're back in class. Oh, no.
No, we go to.
Oh no, they were at
This lunchtime.
Yes, and this is when he asked
Yeah.
Pedro if he's gonna eat his tots, and he's like, no. So he's like,
He just
basically-
stuffs them in his disgusting cargo pants pocket.
Wait, they're not
Wait,
even
and they're
cargo
and they're
specifically.
and they're knit.
Well, if they have that pocket on the
Yeah.
side, they're cargo
That's
pants.
like some cargo.
and
Oh,
they're,
the whole cargo.
Anyway,
That's the first time I'm discovering this. This is the first time I'm discovering this.
and they're like
They hold cargo.
they're like a knit. They're not a jean or a khaki or anything.
I thought it was because of.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're definitely like
They're
army
like
surplus
no,
pants.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the material.
That's what I
which
mean.
Makes it worse.
They're like an
that he's
ar-
putting these tots in.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
He's
it
got like an
didn't-
army surplus type pants thing. It's gross,
I
man.
kind of like
This-
his pants though.
Yeah, you would.
I would wear
That's the
them.
only thing I can say to that is you would.
I would wear them.
Yeah, you would. You're probably wearing, so you probably have some that go with that lesbian shirt you got.
I'm gonna find some. Find some. Wait, this one?
No, the one that says they don't know I'm a lesbian.
That would go with it.
And your Birkenstock. So, you know, you've got the whole shebang bang.
Now I've got an outfit
Starter
pieced
kit.
together in my head now. Thank you.
For Halloween, just be a lesbian.
I could do that.
Wow.
You're stupid for even agreeing. It was clearly a joke you're not supposed to answer.
Wow.
Anyone can be a
Anyway.
lesbian.
Okay, so the tater tots in the pocket.
Yes.
And then he sees Deb and he's like, why don't you ask her out? Oh,
Yo.
no.
He said, no, see, and this is one of those things, too, that dudes do, which is stupid as fuck. Especially dudes in, like, high school,
Oh,
middle
yeah.
school. Because he was like, hey, isn't that chick you were telling me about? He was like, yeah. You dare me to go talk to her? It was like, no.
Why would somebody
No one
dare
did.
you?
And he was like, okay. And he was like, fuck, I guess now I gotta go do it. But that's what dudes do. They trick themselves
That's so
into
stupid.
thinking it was somebody else's idea. Why? So when something happens, they can be like, my friend dared me to come over here.
Yeah.
Like, it's some bullshit.
That is a dude thing to do.
It's a very dude thing to do. I know at least 20 dudes who have done that in middle school and high school.
Oh
It's
my
stupid as
gosh.
shit. But this is my favorite part in this entire movie because he has the absolute smoothest line
Oh, yeah.
of ever. He was like, hey, yo, you drinking 22% milk because you think you're fat?
No, he's at 1%.
Oh, whatever. Either way. You thinking percentage milk because you think you're fat?
Because
Because you're not. You can drink whole milk if you wanted
You
to.
totally could drink whole milk if
Like,
you wanted to.
just the idea of him
Honestly,
telling somebody She could drink whole milk if she wanted to.
That's a compliment.
That shit was smooth as fuck. Because I don't know, man.
Whole milk is filling.
I'm not a woman. I'm not a woman, but I have to imagine that being told that is probably like,
yeah.
All right. I mean, you fumbled a little bit, but you picked it up.
I don't know, like, that's dumb, but I felt that.
It was just so smooth. It was just you tell somebody, hey. You don't gotta drink
well, the
that.
thing is, he totally meant it. He wasn't even trying to just be like a line per se. He was
the
just
one
like,
time he told the truth.
He's looking at her like, why is she drinking 1% milk?
He had to find something to talk about. He's like, she's drinking 1%. I know what to do now.
Yeah. So what happens at this? Nothing. They kind of talk, and he was like, I got your stuff in your locker.
You might want to come get it.
And she's just like, okay. She's eating a sandwich. What kind of sandwich was she eating?
It looked
I
like,
don't know.
I don't know.
Tuna or something.
She had like
And
stuff on her
like,
face.
and she was eating, the mouth was full, and that's when she's like, where'd you
Or
lost
something with mayonnaise.
It definitely
Of
had
course.
mayonnaise. This is Idaho. I'm sure it had mayonnaise and potatoes.
Probably. And raisins.
Ew.
Oh, God. Yeah, he gives her stuff back from her locker, and he was like, hey, can I have one of your lanyards? And then she gives him one. And also, I noticed that these lanyards are terrible. They are not cohesive at all. They're just all over the place. And this is fucking. I'm sorry. I was looking at them. They were pretty bad. Even especially when they were passing them out later in the movie, they are bad. I don't like them.
Did they like have a designated person making these?
Maya makes some pretty good lanyards, and those do not stand up. So therefore, bad lanyards.
Then maybe they had everybody working on the movie. Hey, everybody make a lanyard.
It's like, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing.
Had to teach people.
Well, I felt like that because that one time that I did go to camp, they made us make lanyards, and I had no fucking clue what I was doing. And I felt like an asshole because my lanyard looked stupid as shit, and everyone else's looked like a lanyard. And I was just like, fuck you, man. I'm better at other things.
My strengths lie elsewhere.
I thought it would be in archery, but man, that shit is hard.
It is.
Oh, yeah. That's.
I was like, why are they making kids do this? We don't have the upper body strength.
And first of all, it seems a little dangerous to me,
it
don't
was
you
very,
think?
It was very kind of dangerous. But it was the most fun I had while I was there when it rained 4 days in a row. Piece of shit.
That's terrible.
Thanks, Mom.
Oh, like I knew.
You should have.
You know what's crazy? Do you know how much this thing... First of all, do you know how much the budget was for this movie?
$2.
Close. $400,000.
That's nothing.
Right.
And how much did they get back?
Well, no. How much did they make in the box office?
No, in the box office, they made $46.1 million.
Wow.
How?
What do you mean how?
Nobody heard of this movie.
I heard of it. I just wasn't interested in
No,
it.
nobody heard of this movie.
There was
literally nobody heard of this movie.
Yes, yeah.
Literally nobody heard of this movie.
I remember seeing trailers.
Where was it? What movie was this trailer on?
No.
What movie? No, all trailers are hitched to a trailer at some point. What movie was this trailer on?
It was on television. You just literally missed it. You probably thought it was a commercial because it was so lame.
This is why it was such a big deal. They were like, it was a shock because that was the thing that it had done so well, and it was basically a low budget movie.
Man, but you think about that, 400,000. Dang, how much? Like you pocketed so much fucking money.
Yeah,
right.
Lots of money.
Whoever made
literally, essentially, whatever the point was, that's all they spent. They got to pocket $46 million, and I'm sure that's the last movie they made.
Interesting.
I don't know either. But yeah, so where are we?
We're at the part where it cuts over to grandma and what she's doing.
She's having sand dune fun.
She's having the time of her life. She's an old lady with her old lady friends having the time of her life, dune bugging.
And then she bites it.
Good. That's what she gets for dune bugging at her age.
And this is where we introduce Uncle Rico.
Wait, before that though.
Oh, not yet.
The tots. No, he starts eating the tots that are in his pocket, and then one of the
during
bullies.
the test. So it's like it's
I just like all the bullies look.
No,
the
I
same,
think they're doing SSR.
What was that again? Oh,
silent sustained reading. Clearly, you guys didn't do SSR.
No, we did do it. I just forgot what.
That's why you guys can't read, huh?
Shut up.
So, and then that guy is asking him, to give him some of the
bully.
tots, the bully. Yeah. And he's like, no. And then all of a sudden he kicks his pocket with those and smashes them.
Well, once again,
Ugh.
Napoleon lies, so karma kind of gets him. He's like, I haven't eaten anything all day. And it's like, nigga, you did. We just saw you eat lunch. We watched you eat that disgusting
You
lunch.
ate your tots.
He did.
Exactly. Fucking gross piece
Can
of
we
shit.
talk about this bully real quick?
Yeah, this guy, I don't know his name, but I've been calling him
issues.
Chad.
Yeah,
He's got issues.
He's got issues for sure.
He's got home issues and mental issues going on.
Does he, or is he just a very typical everyday school bully? It's just
There's no
amplified.
such thing. They all got
but,
issues.
But you see how innocently he comes up? Hey, Napoleon, let me have a tot. Like he didn't like put him in a chokehold the other day.
That happens.
That's freaking weird. He's got issues.
No, but that
even-
happens. Most of the times, the people who pick on you are the same ones you call friends. Like,
No,
you
but
gotta
not
be careful
like, but
about that.
not like that.
I don't know.
Not like that.
I don't know.
He mostly just
Well,
picks on
I don't know.
My personal bully was she was like kind of a friend. Like in the winter she'd be my friend, in the summer she'd want to fight me. Like
Weird.
Every
okay, and that's
year.
weird. I think all bullies like that have issues.
they do.
mentally.
They do.
I was never a bully.
And that does not make you exempt from your actions. I feel
No.
like you should be locked away somewhere. You got issues, lady, person, dude, whatever you are.
Yeah.
Chad in this case.
Yeah, is that his name? Chad?
No, I've just been calling him
He just
Chad
named him Chad.
because he's
pretty
a
Chad-like.
Chad. Yeah, he's
Or
definitely.
Kyle.
No, he's a Chad. He's more of a Chad than a Kyle. It's the hair. It's the hair. See, Kyle's have like a fancier hair going on, and Chad's are like they all look like
Shit
Matt
buzz.
Damon and Euro Trip.
Chad reminds me of somebody who's got a little bit of something. This guy looks like, that he ain't got no money.
Trailer Park.
Oh,
Like he
Anyway.
doesn't have any money in his dad's
Well, that's what I'm saying.
alcoholic.
Like that typical like trailer trash
Yeah.
bullshit. Like he's one of those kids.
That's what he looks
He's
like.
the only one in
So
this
I don't
movie
see
wearing
that.
baggy jeans.
I feel like his name is Billy or something like that.
Oh, that's a good one. Billy.
Ugh.
Randall.
No, Billy works. But Billy works, but it's such a gross name.
Billy.
I don't know, man. Maybe because I hate Billy Zane.
Who's Billy Zane?
I know that.
Well, he's in Titanic, and he's also in Phantom.
I
Phantom,
know that name.
The Phantom.
You making up names?
Billy Zane was in
Yes,
Titanic.
no.
He was Rose's husband,
Oh,
dude. That she
yes.
that she
No.
left for
No.
Leonardo DiCaprio because
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Is that the one that
That's
was
Billy
in
Zane.
the Mummy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
is he in the Mummy?
Ain't he in the Mummy?
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
in the mummy. That
Who
was
was he in the Mummy?
He was the mummy.
No, that's not him. He looks like
What?
him.
No, that's dude.
Just
That's
kidding.
Arnold
Just kidding. You
Vosloo.
was
Yeah.
something
He's
to
stupid. He's not in the Mummy. That's Brendan Fraser.
Oh,
No,
shoot.
I know it's not Brendan.
Not him. The actual mummy. Who was the mummy guy?
Arnold Vosloo.
What did Billy Zane?
Let me see what he
play?
looks
played on
like.
something
Like
else.
Arnold Vosloo, the guy who was in the Mummy.
Arnold. Oh, now I see it.
What else did he
You
play
big
in?
dude. He was in the movie called Phantom
Hold up, something I
that
seen.
Dad made me watch 1,000
Oh,
times.
Yeah,
yeah,
looks
he
like
was in
him.
Phantom.
He kind of looks like him. No lie, though.
He's probably in a bunch of stuff.
He is. Oh, he was in Back to the Future.
Yeah. Okay.
Tombstone.
Okay.
What else did I might have seen?
Point is, yeah, I don't like Billy Zane. I just
Scorpion King 3.
Oh, that's
nobody
what-
can.
maybe
Nobody.
That's why.
I've never seen
Maybe
anything
That's
past.
why I thought of. The
I haven't
mummy.
watched any of those sequels. They're all straight to DVD, and then the last 6 are straight to FX. I'm not watching that shit.
It was in
Yeah.
Pocahontas 2.
Who the fucking care about your straight to DVD sequel?
Pocahontas 2. I'm
Oh,
like,
my
wow.
No one saw that.
All right.
Yeah.
Back to the movie. This is now where we're in after the kicking his tater tot scene.
What a dick.
This is where we meet Uncle Rico. He gets a call, talking about what happened to their grandma.
We
So-
we see him reliving his glory days. He's throwing very bad passes in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Yes, he's obviously he used to be a guy who played football. And,
But it's very clear that only he thinks he was
Yeah,
good at it.
he was a legend in his own mind.
and then the question. So is that his mom? Their grandmother is his mom?
That's what we're thinking.
Well, uncle is a very vague term, no matter how you use
That's
it.
what I'm saying,
So
like-
there's no guarantee that they're even blood related at this point. That's just Uncle Rico, and they've known him forever. So it's maybe like it could even be like his ex-wife is their aunt,
Yeah.
and that's why he's uncle, but he's the only one who stuck around because everyone else is dead. I don't know. We don't know where this dude's parents are. Like, none of this stuff is like, there's no answers. They're probably dead. Or they probably just left them because have you seen those kids? I would.
Yikes. Yikes.
And so when he comes, Napoleon is mad.
He hates them.
'Cause he can't.
They clearly hate each other, though.
Yes.
It's mutual that their disdain for each other is very mutual. Like,
It's like, why though?
I think there's a thing where because Napoleon is kind of like a egotistical, pathological liar kind of deal, he doesn't put up with Rico's bullshit, his
Right.
alpha male facade of I know everything, you don't know anything, which is why he's able to
Right.
manipulate Kip the way he
Right,
does.
right.
But he can't do that to Napoleon because Napoleon's like, get the fuck out of here. Like he's just and he lives in his own fantasy world where he is the alpha male, so he's not going to deal with anybody else coming and telling that they're the alpha male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So I think that's why they don't get along, and I think
Yeah.
Rico doesn't like that because he can't manipulate him. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so sad.
And
He clearly favors Kip more
because
he
he's
listens to
easily
him.
manipulated.
he's-
You
yeah.
think he was like, oh, nobody even wants you here, and then Kip's like, well, I want you here, Uncle Rico.
It was like he said, we don't need you. Kip's like 32.
Yeah,
And that's when he said, I want you here, Uncle Rico.
like a little bitch.
32.
Yeah, dude.
It's so funny, but when he pulls up, he was asking why, and he told him about the grandma, and he's like, she's not in the dunes. She's out with her boyfriend.
She was with
or
her
something."
boyfriend. No, he was like, what was she doing in the damn sand dunes? She was like, she was with her boyfriend eating a disgusting raw steak. Oh my!
Yeah, that was disgusting. But I like how he was like, you don't know much about your grandma.
Yeah.
No, he says all slow. You said that where he was just like, what was she doing in sand dunes? There's a lot about your grandmother you don't know. And I was just like, ew, dude, what the fuck are you trying to say? Like, no, keep it to yourself. Shut up. So Uncle Rico is here to stay.
He shows them football videos.
Well, he makes them watch it.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
And then I love.
Coop's the only one interested.
No, he's not. He's just kissing ass.
Yeah.
He was like, because he was like, what did you think? And Napoleon immediately was like, this is the most bullshitty ass bullshit. And then Kip was like, shut up, Napoleon. You can hardly even tell, which is the truth. He is literally telling him, like, yeah, it's a bad video, but you can't really see from this angle. Like, that's what he was doing. And then
I know he said this is the worst video ever. He's like, how can you even know? How can you even know that?
But that's what he said. He says, you can hardly even tell. And it's like, yeah. That's because even Kip knows it's a bad video, but he's trying to kiss his Uncle Rico's ass. Because why?
And then he's like, oh, look at this. And then when he put his hand on his knee, and
it was weird.
Kip moves over.
Yeah, that was weird.
A little weird.
What are they trying to say?
I don't know, man.
So then, Kip starts telling him about, because he was asking if he had a girlfriend or whatever, and he was telling him about his girlfriend from online.
Yeah, this is when they were out, right, at some burger joint or whatever.
He's like, it's getting pretty serious.
We talked for like 2 hours online yesterday, so I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious.
Now, remember he was talking about it, he's like...
He said, wait a minute.
Yeah, he's like, you talk for hours? Do you pay by the minute for that?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, my grandma gets pretty TOs sometimes.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. He was like, yo, wait a minute. Wait, I thought you were talking about real people. No, has an internet love.
Yes.
And then that's when they started talking about making money, because he's like, it seems like you're going to need some money.
He did say, oh, yeah, I'd like to make a little money so I can fly her home. You don't say fly her home. She's not from here. Not how that works.
No.
No, I think he said fly her in.
No, he said fly her home.
Did he?
He said, yeah, he did. He said, bring her home. Because he's a weirdo.
Because he's home. That's in his mind. He's in love. He is home.
It's weird.
Her. That's what people do.
It's
okay?
weird.
You wouldn't have an online love, so you wouldn't know.
It's weird.
You're weird.
You're weird.
You're weird.
Have you had an online love?
No, never.
Then what are you talking about?
I've had pen pals.
Me too. Of course, I was born in the dark ages.
We had a pen pal they made us have when we were in like 2nd grade.
Yeah.
And that was it. I didn't give 2 shits about this pen pal.
We had pen pals with the people 2 grades above us.
That's so stupid. That is so fucking stupid.
That was
Oh,
pretty
that's cute.
No, it's stupid.
Then we met our pen pals, and I was like, I don't like you.
Were they your
Disappointing.
reading buddy?
Yeah, kind of like that. It was like,
reading buddy.
Jonna was a reading buddy.
what do you mean?
Because
Like
you
to the
can't.
little kids.
Oh, yeah, no. I still am a reading buddy.
No,
You can't read.
You can't read. Your mom can't read. Oh,
not his mom.
back to the movie.
Anyway.
We are taking this way too long. We had to move this movie along. It is.
Okay.
Because it's a lot
Well,
of
I know
nonsense.
It's just, but it's so random. That's what I mean by like it's so hard to do this as an episode simply because it's like we can't hit every scene. We have to skip some of these bullshit scenes.
Okay, so now we
Okay.
get. So let's talk about what Pedro talking about. He was going to ask out.
Well, he did.
Summer.
He hit her with that.
Oh,
hit-
yeah, he did.
He said you're going to build her a cake.
My God, the word "build" in reference to a cake is hilarious.
Yes.
I'm gonna start using that. I'm gonna build a cake.
And he did.
He
drops
built
off a
this cake.
cake.
And this cake looked pretty good.
I would have said yes.
Yeah.
And he hit it with the like at the bare minimum. The effort this man put in
Really?
should count for something. And I will say, at least she gave the note back.
She did. She responded.
With the word no.
Yeah, I would rather take that than not getting a response at all. Than her just being like, "You're not worth my time."
yeah.
At least she responded. She thought it polite enough to give a response, even if it was
Didn't
no.
the note have like hearts on it? Pedro,
It did.
Like, said Pedro
It did at
hearts
the
on
front,
it,
and then
and
was
you
like-
open up and then it says no.
She tried to break it down gently, but he wasn't even there because he got sick.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Miraculously got sick that day.
And then the next day was when he said he
Well,
also,
she gave the note to Napoleon. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
looking all weird about it.
and he's like, oh, yeah.
Well, he calls it
did
this.
you see Summer or
He
whatever?
does. He
It's like, no.
calls the house and he's not there. He talks to, I'm assuming, his sister of some sort.
Yeah. You don't know.
I don't
We
know.
don't know.
They don't tell us, so it's like I'll just say his sister.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the extent of
He's
that.
like, well, she said no.
She was like, "Oh, that's a fucked up thing to do, though." that lead in was so
Yeah.
fucked up. He was like, "Hey, have you heard from Summer yet?" No. Well, she said no. Anyways, I'd be like, "Dog, yo, what the fuck? Why would you do that?"
Well, then wait, because then Pedro comes back like, he's like, oh, yeah, so what about that other girl? Deb. He's like, what about her? Oh, because I asked her too. He was like,
Pedro waste no time. This nigga had two plans in case, and this is the making of a bad sitcom episode. Because what if they both say yes? And now he's got to balance them both. We'll be back to the Pedro show. And then there's like studio laughter.
He was all,
Sorry,
You just had to do
and he
that.
was all pissed off at
I
him
like pressing the button.
for asking her.
But he tried to be cool about it as fuck. But it's too late, dude. He was like, "Man, now who am I gonna ask? I don't have." Then that's when he goes, "I don't have any skills." What do you mean skills? He's like, girls like guys with skills. Nunchuck skills, bow staff skills, which he already said he was good at. Now he just recanted. This bow and arrow skills, magic skills.
And they're like guys with skills.
And that's when he tells him, like, you draw, don't you?
He was like, "You're right. I might be the best at it." And that's like, dude.
No, he said he might be the best that he knows.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did say that.
That's even worse. Because I guarantee
Because we've already seen the Liger at this point.
Yeah.
that liger is disgusting.
It was disgusting.
Bred for its magic.
But yeah, so he talks about that, and he's like, why don't you draw a picture of her? He's like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
Good idea.
So he picks a girl out of a yearbook and was like,
I'm gonna ask her.
"That's the one."
He did.
And he does, and he does. He draws that picture.
Ooh,
He
wee.
is.
And he takes that picture over to the house. Oh, so in the
Well,
meantime,
oh,
In the
Wait.
between,
Kip and Rico.
is selling the Tupperwares, and Rico was
made
kind of
by
successful.
Newpont instead of DuPont.
Oh, that's what he said.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Well, okay, because Rico is. This is how things kind of like snowball a little bit. Rico is one of his clients because we get past the other dude who just wants that boat. But one of Rico's
It's the
clients.
wife.
Yeah.
That boat.
Both of
Well,
them.
yeah, because the husband's like, so, shut up. If we buy the 30-piece set, we get the boat, and it's a figurine, and he's like, yeah, you get the boat. And the wife just like, I want that boat. I don't give a fuck about this goddamn
Hey, I don't blame
Tupperware.
them. I don't blame them.
And meanwhile, Kip is trying to do a demonstration.
No, well, Rico had the good idea, and he was like, "Hey, try to break this."
But you know why? You know why that's a smart idea? Because have you ever tried to bend Tupperware anyway? It doesn't even have to be. It doesn't have to be labeled as the greatest Tupperware on earth. You're not gonna give a good snap to it. Like you're not Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean?
He really got this guy. This guy really tried it and was like, "I can't do it."
But that's how they trick you, right? They make you do things that you that you couldn't do anyway. It
anyway.
wouldn't matter. They'd be like, "Look at this, it's unbreakable. Watch, try and break that," and you'll be like, "I can't break it." It's like you couldn't break regular Tupperware, you dipstick. You could barely fold a paper plate. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you think this? It's just so. But those are like old salesman tactics. It's genius.
But it was genius because it worked for
Right.
him. And
So then on the other hand, you got Kip, who decides, oh, I know what,
He's like, I'll show you how unbreakable this thing is.
He puts it on the floor under the tire, rolls backwards, and it just goes snap, pop.
He's like, dang it, and it just rolls away.
Which drives off. It just is like, forget it. I'm not making this sale.
You kind of have to at that point.
Yeah, no, you just lost that sale.
Like, honestly, you can't sell me on Tupperware. You have to be smarter. Like, you know what I did want? The tap light.
Yes.
I wanted a tap light so bad. You know why? Because of the commercial. The dude was just like, tap light, just one tap, and you've got light. And he had to literally do that for like 2 more minutes. He sold a tap light.
I like the
a
ones where
light
you
that you tap.
like
the clapper on? The clapper?
Oh, yeah, that was the stuff right there. Like the part of the commercial where the person lays down, like, and they all annoyed, like,
that is annoying.
I know, but that's every commercial does that. It's like nobody in those commercials can do simple tasks. They be like, "Do you like eggs but hate the mess?" And this dude is throwing eggs all against the wall, and it's like introducing the egg flipper. It's like, yo, what the fuck?
But the clapper is pretty well. Now you can just use what is it called? The Amazon little the Echo.
But that's what I'm saying. But even then, like, because he was saying, like, that commercial, the dude is like, yeah, you're just like, why is there so much light all over the place?
No, but in this case, it really does suck when you're about to go to bed and you lay down and get comfortable and you're like,
you got to turn the lights off first. You got to turn the light. Just turn the lights off first.
No, because I forget.
That's why you need a lamp.
You know why I don't want a clapper? Because what if, like, because does it recognize the sound of clapping, or is it just like loud vibrational noises? Because that could be anything. Like, what if you're watching a movie and somebody's like, and your lights like start going nuts and shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that kind. I don't want to live that life. Now I got epilepsy and shit. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know, because I highly doubt that they did it, that it only responds to an actual clap.
Well, I think but you had to do it like twice. You couldn't do
Yeah,
it. It wasn't
you had to go
just
clap,
It
clap.
had to be like
Well,
clap,
that's what I'm
clap.
saying. So what if you're watching a movie and there's a round of applause?
Maybe it registers your clap.
What if you're? That's what I'm saying.
No, it can't be a bunch of claps. I don't think.
But it's two. It's like got them up, on, off, on, off, on, off, on. Like it's just going nuts.
It registers your specific clap.
Nah, we're not at specific clap technology yet. The
pause.
point is, those dudes, the people in those commercials are bumbling idiots. And that's the world I want to live in, because I would be a god.
Am I an idiot?
I could do
because
simple-
I hate having to get up to turn the lights on.
No, it's fine that you hate it, but
definitely.
No,
wanted
let
the
me tell
clapper.
you why. Why you are? Because you won't get a lamp, so you don't have to.
Nobody wants a stinking lamp, Mom.
Just
Where
get
where am I gonna put that?
get a lampshade
On top
stand.
of my dresser room, which I also can't reach when I'm laying down. Yeah, it's just so many things.
You might need a clapper.
right?
But you know why you can't get a clapper? Because I'm going to really fuck with you.
Yeah, you would.
You're going to turn it off on me on the other room.
I'm trying to go to bed. I'd be really mad having to get up.
But that was like one of the jokes, like when the Xbox One came out, and they were like, "Oh, it's voice activated because of the Kinect," and people were just gonna come by going Xbox off, and I was like, "Yeah, and they'll get punched right in the face."
Yeah, that's some messed up
That's
stuff.
that's a way to get murdered. I promise you that. But anyways, back to Napoleon Dynamite.
Man.
back
That's
to
his
it.
actual name, Dynamite. What the fuck?
I didn't know either. I thought it was
Actual
just to make it
name
sound cool.
is that.
Wow.
Their last name Dynamite.
Some people just get lucky, and then here I am,
I know.
Bush.
Oh,
Fuck out of here.
Oh, so then, now let's don't forget Kip and Uncle Rico going to Deb for
Headshots,
For the
because he was
headshots.
like, because what he say, he was like, we need something to look more official,
need
and Kip
business
was like,
cards.
we should get matching gold bracelets,
Yeah, he did.
and he was like, I was thinking like a badge with our faces on them and our names.
He's like, yeah.
Okay, that sounds way better than gold bracelets.
So they go, and she gives him the treatment and shows him how to take a good picture. And he's like, oh, okay.
That's how I felt when I took that picture in 7th grade. Because that's the worst school picture I think I've ever taken. And I fucking hated
it. The big glasses.
Yeah, with the fuchsia background. Because I thought it would look dope. I also forgot I was wearing a jersey that day. Like, if I had a black shirt, it might have looked fly.
You had a look.
That's what I'm saying. When I went to go take that picture, this lady was like, okay, tilt your head up. Now tilt it down. Now tilt it to the side. Now look up. And I'm like, so now my head is kind of like down and I'm trying to look up. And so it's like, it looks like that's why that look is like, I'm shocked. I'm like, because I'm looking up, but I'm looking through my glasses. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then that's how she took the picture. And I was like, when I finally got the picture back, I was like, man, I don't want this shit.
I wish you guys could see the picture.
That picture would have been real dope if I had a black shirt and got to take the picture I wanted. I should have wore a black shirt.
No, you look the same. It's the glasses specifically.
Fuck you.
It was a look.
Oh, okay. This is when he.
Okay.
But it was really she does direct him. They take a good picture, and he was like, "Do you have a vest?"
Oh, okay.
Kip wanted a vest.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And this is where
Napoleon goes over there to take the picture, right?
No, to drop off the note to Trisha.
Yeah,
but she wasn't there.
Drop off the note.
He gave it to Trisha's mom, in which he sees in the background. Look at that, Uncle Rico selling the
Napoleon.
He is
and she's like, oh, this is. He's like, yeah. That's
you said, what are you doing at my girlfriend's mom? Like, first off, dude, chill the fuck out.
That was later. He didn't say that there.
Did he? I thought he said
no. He just standing there looking like, oh my gosh. Like, and then he's like. She's like, oh, of course I'll give her this. Oh,
because Rico tells her that he's like slow
said,
and
poor kid.
He still pees in the bed.
Still wets the bed. Oh my God,
messed up.
Which might have helped his case though.
And then Trisha's mother later tells her daughter, like, you know you're going to dance with that boy.
That's messed up.
That is pretty messed up.
That's
really fucked up.
Didn't give her no choice.
Because that's when he drops off the picture. Because she's looking at it and she's like, ugh, this is disgusting as fuck. and that's when she pops out. She's like, you know you're going to the dance with that boy, right? And she's just like...
And here Napoleon is, he got a job, I guess, real quick. I think because he wanted to pay for his outfit for the dance, I think.
No, well, because I was kind of skipped a little bit because because Kip said something to him about how they made like, he made like $75 today.
Yeah.
And then,
Rico
that's
like
when
they made like $120.
And that's when Napoleon was like, I could do that easy. I could make that much money in a day or something stupid. Like I could make more than that in a day. That's why he gets that job. And he was like $6.
That's like $1 an hour.
And he works at that gross chicken farm
and the lunch.
I would rather die.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
He even tried to drink that. I don't know what the fuck that was. Just
I hope
eggs.
that was just
juice. Egg.
It looked egged.
He put the eggs and then stirred it.
No, I think he legitimately drank egg because his reaction looks like somebody who legitimately drank egg.
Gross.
It was horrible. He said that's like $1 an hour.
Yeah, it's like 6 hours worth of work and you only got $6. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, for real.
At this point, Trisha calls to accept the dance invite.
He was like, okay.
With her mom in the background.
She's about to throw up. Just telling him that she's going to go to the dance with
Well, she does. She was like, how'd you like the picture? She was like, it's a picture.
Yeah.
He was like, thanks. It took me like an hour to get the shading right on your upper lip. And I was like,
that's messed up.
I don't know what that was supposed to be, dude, but your compliment game just went from like up here to way down here.
Yeah, he says all the right things.
Yeah.
This is the part where they go to suit shopping.
This fucking suit is ugly as shit.
I don't know. I kind of liked it.
Oh my God. It was on a woman mannequin. This dude is wearing Hillary Clinton's pantsuit.
I liked it.
It is disgusting. That brown.
I love brown.
Nah, man. This is a suit that only the character in a sitcom who is like the lovable loser wears. Nobody is like, I'm sorry. You just got to go with black, man.
Yeah.
That was probably like $75 more.
He did only have $6.
$6 and change.
So then
we got a 3-piece suit for $6. Damn.
He asked Uncle Rico to give him a ride to go pick up his date for the dance. And so he was like, well, I have to go to my client's house and this and that. And he's like, well, what did he say? Because he was trying
like, well, can't you just take me and drop me off when you're done? He was like, all right.
Yeah. And then he leaves and stays in there for the longest time, which is weird.
It wasn't a long,
because he was supposed to be picking up, like he finalizing. Why did it take so long?
It was an old lady, and she was in her robe.
He was finalizing, all right.
Gross, I just got that.
Granny Shagger.
So he decides to...
You Granny Shagger!
That's what... Gross. Gross. So anyway...
Like Jim Carrey and Yes Man with Debbie Reynolds.
I would have done it.
Shut up. Ew.
So it's Debbie Reynolds.
Moving on. This is where Napoleon's like, it's taking too long. I'm going to just go out and walk on the road.
No.
Which he does.
I
This
mean,
nigga
the
don't.
road
This
to
nigga.
nowhere.
This nigga does not walk
He
on the
runs.
road.
He's printed.
But I love like the reaction when he was like,
And then just starts running.
with his arms down.
Yeah, he does.
You're not getting anywhere, dude. You're not getting anywhere fast with your arms
He
down.
was kind of quick with his arms down, to be honest, though.
Yeah, now imagine how much quicker he could have been if he would have just pumped him
arms.
just a little bit. We also failed to mention that he did try to sniff the corsage.
He did.
Well, that's a flower.
Those things are made of paper.
No.
No, they're actual.
You guys got real ones?
Yes.
Yeah, people have actual
Yes.
corsage flower.
I've only been to one dance in my entire life.
And you got a fake flower.
No, you didn't.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no.
It looked fake though.
It wasn't.
I think a lot of flowers.
We
look
got the
fake-
dang flower.
fake.
I don't know.
It was real.
Okay.
Wow.
I've only been to one dance in my entire life.
Your memory's usually really good.
Anyway.
Yeah, I try to forget that one.
So on the way, he starts hearing the bumps coming down the street, and suddenly, so there are things we may have missed, the randomness that goes off camera, because for whatever reason he seemed to know that these two Mexican dudes.
I think they were just
Or-
genuinely nice dudes who didn't want this.
No. He said he asked about.
Well,
After.
yeah, but I don't.
But he's never met them before, as far
He's
as we
like-
know.
Right.
And I think that to your credit is maybe there's something off camera that
Right.
he might have hung out at Pedro's house or
Right,
something.
right,
yeah.
But for all we know, based on what we see,
'Cause he just
these
says,
dudes stop
"What are
and they
you-"
just kind of look at him. They just look at each other. I think genuinely they were just like, we're not gonna let this kid in this suit walk
yeah,
all
they're
the
just
fucking
like, Why
way.
you walking, dude? Probably.
And then he was like, he asked him, which I thought initially was a little racist, because he was like, are you guys Pedro's cousins who get all the hookups? And he was like, Simone.
yeah, he did, Simone.
And yeah, so I guess these
So
are
they go
Pedro's.
pick up Trisha.
Trisha,
And her dad is like, "Who the hell is that?"
that's my ride. And then they hit the hydros real quick. Let him know who he fucking with.
And the awkward right there to the dance.
Also, though, Trisha, you better perk the fuck up. Everybody else is coming in there jalopies and fucking disgusting ass cars, and you get in a dope ass fucking lowrider. Like you at least you're showing up in style.
Right.
But she's with Napoleon.
She's sitting in the front seat next to Simone.
And she's such a jerk. She
And
like
then, yeah, I was gonna say she gets there, she sees Summer and Don, and they're like
come
waving
over.
her over and
Yeah.
everything. And then
Swinger energy with these guys.
Everything is to you, weirdo.
No, just this situation is definitely swinger energy though, because usually in these situations, like her original planned date would be there already. Like, hey, come on, because they're bad kids anyways. Whatever. Like, why was it just them two and her? Is she the third wheel?
she probably
is.
So she
no.
looked like she's like
I don't know,
she's
Don-
like Summer's sidekick.
Don,
Definitely.
No, Don looks like she tags along.
Gross. Let's continue, weirdo.
They're a throuple for sure.
So he goes in the bath after she walks off to go with her friends. He goes in the bathroom. I didn't know this. I thought he just put gum in his mouth, but you guys said he was
No, it was chewing
tobacco.
Yes.
Wow.
Gross.
Which I don't know where he got it. Like, there's
Yeah.
once again the randomness of this. Like, did he steal it from Uncle Rico or what?
Does
What's
he
the
do
deal?
this all the time?
He's
Like-
never done it. In this entire movie, he's never smoked a cigarette, done anything. He barely drinks water in this movie. I don't think he only drinks that egg crap.
Gross.
No,
he drank Gatorade.
Yeah, when
that's
he was
pretty
doing, yeah.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Yeah.
But yeah, so basically He ends up dancing with Debbie. I don't know how. I don't remember.
He asked Pedro.
Pedro said,
Hey, you want to take my date?
If you want to dance with Deb and be for a couple of songs, it'd be okay.
Because
He's a good friend.
Because no, he's a pimp. That's how he rolls. You have my bitches back by 3:30.
And then they dance, and then you see a scene where Pedro.
As I say, this is so much stuff.
Because I was just thinking that after the dance, this when we go to Kip and Uncle Rico in the damn
before
time
that,
machine.
this is when we see Pedro sees the sign for the election for
Oh,
president.
Like a sign from God.
I know, just perfectly
It's like
right
sign
there.
ups in office.
He was like, fuck it. I guess it's only my third day here.
Yeah, and he tells Napoleon about it. And then
Might as well run for student body.
this scene afterwards, this is when he's at home and he sees this machine on the table. And he decides to try it. Don't even know what it is.
Well, no, he asked him.
He does. He asked him. He was like, "Oh, it's
It's
a time machine." Because Uncle Rico has been saying this like at least 4 times, where he's like, "Man, don't you wish you just had a time machine? Coach would have put me in the fourth quarter. We would have won that game." Which is how you know he was a bench warmer, or maybe not even on the team. I doubt. Well, football is different in high school because you need all the players you can get, so nobody gets cut.
Yeah.
So, he could have easily been on the team, but he wasn't playing. For sure he wouldn't. I'm watching them throw.
Because if he was that good, Coach would have put him in the fourth quarter.
Rico was trash. He's a trash panda. Although the cartoon makes it seem like he was a star quarterback, and the only reason he messed. There's a cartoon.
Napoleon
There's a
Dynamite
whole
cartoon.
cartoon.
You didn't know that?
No.
It's not good. It's not good.
I
But
wouldn't watch it.
the whole thing is he is good, and the only reason he messed up because he gets distracted once, and they basically hold him against him for the rest of his life. But that's the whole thing. But here it's clear that he's not very good.
Yeah.
I saw those passes.
So he this device or whatever, which is powered by crystals, whatever kind of crystals they are.
Red flag for me.
Is that when that 18 music was coming on?
No,
that's later.
That was later. But he just used the device in which it instructs him to put this part between his legs and hold on to these handles or whatever and put this thing on his head.
Oh my god!
And I think Kip is warning
he's
him.
flipping the switch.
He goes. Turn it off. And Kip starts laughing. He's smiling. He's like, wait, just give it a little more time.
That was jacked up.
That is jacked up.
And I like how after he turns it off, and then you see Uncle Rico come out. He's like,
he said,
that doesn't work.
This thing doesn't fucking. What a ripoff. Yeah, it's like, what a ripoff. This thing doesn't even work. He was like, you think I don't know that?
Yeah, I could have told you that.
And he's all fucked up because he tried to use it. It's so stupid.
So, I guess because, Pedro's running, this is when they try to, get certified for anything, I guess, at this point.
I still don't understand, what was the need for this?
Just to have cool jackets, it looks like, because he's trying different milks. And
he does wear that jacket.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that might be it. I think it's for the jackets.
But you know what's weird? Oh, let me explain. He's trying these damn milks.
Ew.
How does he? Why? Is he right about everything?
That one's defect is bleach.
Yeah.
This one tastes like the cow got into an onion patch. I'm like, dog.
They're like,
yo, what the fuck? He's like, that's correct. I was like, no,
But why does he know these things?
Also, why did they bleach milk for the purpose of this? We're skipping over the other part. That cow might have gotten into an onion patch. That's normal, I guess. But why did they bleach the milk?
That is really dangerous.
This kid is gonna die. He doesn't have long.
And why does he know what bleach tastes like?
I feel like I would if I had tasted it, only because the smell is very strong.
Yeah.
So you know how some things you smell and you could taste it. I feel like if I accidentally ingested bleach, I would be able to be like, that's bleach.
That's bleach.
Oh, that's bleach.
Yeah. That's bleach.
I could be wrong, but I feel like I know.
Somebody call a doctor.
This dude.
But then you see Pedro. He's doing his thing. He's spotting an extra nipple on cows.
He was like, "You see, what your problem here is?
He's got that fifth nipple.
He's got that fifth nipple. I think they're supposed to have 4.
Your standard, whatever, has 4 nipples."
I was like, dude. And honestly, I'm gonna be real. I thought it was 6.
What?
You thought they had 6?
In a drawing,
I
have
don't
you ever
even
seen
know.
6?
I couldn't remember off the top of my head. I'm thinking about like
Oh,
all
yeah, I
animals.
think it
So
is
like
4.
most dogs have like 6
6
nipples.
or 8.
Well,
Yeah.
it depends on how many puppies
seen
they
8.
have.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dogs are disgusting.
I've seen a lot of nipples on like dogs before.
I mean, if they have like 8,
Pigs.
10, they will have like a whole bunch of nipples.
I didn't know that, and that's gross.
That's interesting.
That's fucking
Wow.
gross. Everything. I just blew my mind, and I don't ever want to hear that
That
again.
is interesting.
I don't-
Yes, depends on the size
Okay,
of the
that's
litter.
enough.
Same thing with cats.
Let's talk about cats' nipples. Anyway, so yeah, they get
Got a
their
lot
cool.
of things to Google.
They get
after
their
this.
cool jackets. I forgot what happened, but Pedro gets kind of freaked out. Oh, they're handing out the buttons.
Oh yeah, they're
And-
putting. Oh, this one they do the A team. Oh no, never mind. That was before that. This is not the buttons. He just feels hot all of a sudden.
That's
Yeah.
because no, that's what it was. Remember,
Oh, the Summer
she's
was
had
Summer.
Summer was the vote for Summer stuff,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
getting all flustered about it. That's
Oh,
why he was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"You hot up in this bitch?" And he was like, "No, I think it's fine." And he was like, "You sure?" I think they turned the heater on. He was like, "No, I think you're just tripping. It feels pretty good here." I was like, "Dude, you're a terrible friend. Read context clues."
and that's when he just says, "I'm going home."
I'm gonna go
He was
lay
like,
down.
"He's like, okay, guess we could just do that. I didn't know that was an option."
I guess
But yeah,
so. At this
and I
point.
love this because he was like, "Hey, vote for Summer." He was like, "Hell no, I'm not
not
voting for
vote
Summer."
for her.
He's like, "Hey, yo, can I get one of those buttons though?" And he gives him he fucking chucks it.
But I like how he's still making that face. He's going. Psh, psh.
Oh yeah, because that's his only face,
I like
and
this
it's so
guy.
stupid. So yeah, so then
So,
This
Oh,
is when the
we meet LaFonda finally.
No, not yet.
not
I thought we
This is
do.
where it shows Pedro shaved his head,
Yes.
and Deb picks out a wig for him.
Yeah.
and then you got the A-team montage, the
'Cause they're
Vogue
going-
Pedro
Yeah.
flyers,
Yeah.
and this is when they hand out lanyards.
Ugly ass lanyards.
And
This is the part where the
This
bully
the-
is bullying that
yeah.
kid. He was like,
Oh.
and then all of a sudden it becomes Godfather 2 up in this bitch.
Come on, he's like, Pedro extends to you his protection.
Yeah, Pedro offers you protection.
And he really does, because when he's about to take this nerd's bike, the bully or whatever, all of a sudden you see Pedro's cousins just
Simone.
roll up.
And then a new one, a new guy.
yeah, and then he just stares at him and just
Just
like,
shakes his head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like,
like,
nope. And
Got to
he
give it
left
to
him
that.
alone.
Got to give it to that nerd kid though. He
was
was
holding on to that
not
bike.
about to let that bike go without a fight.
Yeah, I know.
no.
Kid's not no bitch.
I don't know. Okay.
He ain't no bitch dog because he was just like give me your bike. He was like no. He was like, come on, just let me ride your bike. He's like, no. And he starts trying to grab it, and the nerd kid's grabbing it back. And I'm like,
Okay, this is why I think this kid's a psycho, because he comes up so casual, like, "Hey, let me
Yes,
have it." And then before that, when he was bullying him, he's like, "Hey, let me have some
In the
money."
hallway, with the way he walked away in the hallway after he was doing that to his neck, remember?
Yeah.
and then he pushed him,
And
and
then
then
he
just walks away.
like nothing.
Yeah, he's a sociopath. He's a straight up sociopath. That dude's crazy.
And this is where
So,
we meet LaFonda,
LaFonda.
Literally
arrives.
spelled LaFonda.
LaFonda.
and let's see,
Played by some lady who was very popular in the early 2000s.
I did see her somewhere else.
Yeah,
She was in stuff.
She was in stuff.
I saw her in something. I can't think.
Stuff.
It was on a show. What was that show? It was on, I think, BET with the beauty shop. She was in that. I think she was in another movie. I mean, she did.
She's
some
been
stuff.
no, she was
Yeah.
in stuff.
She did some
I think
stuff.
she had like a talk show on like E or something like that too at one point. Not like a talk show, but like one of those like weird talk soup esque kind of things. I don't think it was anything major. I think it might have been like a during commercials kind of thing, like 5-minute shows. But she I've seen her on stuff, but
Yeah,
she
she
did stuff.
Yeah.
She does stuff.
She's in stuff.
This is where it gets kind of weird.
This is where it gets kind of weird.
It gets very kind of weird.
See Rico pulling up in his what do you call it, molester van.
Oh, yeah.
It's worse because it has shade. It had like it's got the windows with the shades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
The
fucking
curtains.
curtains. That's
Yeah.
weird. That's
well,
fucking
that was
weird.
very common.
I don't
back
care.
in
That's
the-
still weird. You got whoever had them
That's
back.
why they called them Chester molester vans back in the day.
It's weird. What do you need these windows for?
And
Windows.
he stops. He sees Summer and Trisha walking to hand them flyers.
To give to tell your moms and their friends.
Because now he's selling breast augmentations, and I never knew that when I watched this movie the first time.
No, it's not. What it was herbal, something herbal.
Enhanced-
Whatever,
But it's for-
enhancements for getting your titties bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Hey, ladies, your moms could use this, and if you ever need to look different or whatever,"
Yeah.
he said. I was like, "Dude, you are the creepiest mother." And then they finally saw what it said, and they were like,
oh God. They're like, oh God.
We've just been verbally molested. Like,
I would feel pretty violated.
and then he tries to like, he even doesn't even put the moves on Deb at one point when he was like,
No, but not yet. This is when now we get to the point where Kip's on a date with LaFonda.
Yeah,
they're on a picnic table. They're eating and being all
playing weird footsies.
Yeah, it's just a cute little scene or whatever. But they're not even talking. They're just being all.
I don't know if cute is the word I would use to describe this scene.
It's cute. I want a Kip.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah, talking about I want a Kip.
Ugh. Your kid's gonna be a Kip. You're like, he's allergic to everything. He's probably gonna talk like that. He's gonna be like Batman man.
Okay, so
Batman man. Oh, hello.
Okay.
You did that.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, you did.
Right there.
I totally did.
I was scared. I was
me.
like, the power didn't
Like,
go out.
I was like,
This is not motion censored. What's going on?
oh, that would be terrible too.
Nice.
So,
Well,
so in between there is it is when he says something to Deb, because he says something like Napoleon said you would be interested in this.
Not yet.
It's
Not yet. No. Now we're at the part where Napoleon grows a grapefruit. Throws a grapefruit at Uncle Rico's van, and he runs away from him. You know, he's just pissed at him. Oh, that is the part there.
Yeah, because he told.
Because that's why he was mad about it. That's why he threw it.
She called him, and she
goes, "Hey," from a payphone.
Yeah,
called him from a payphone.
Random.
And she's like, "Hey, I'm cool with my body, and if you're not cool with that, I thought you were the kind of friend. You're a bad friend." And she talks talks really matter of factly, and it's just like she's just like, so if that's something that you're not cool with, then fuck you, bye.
Yeah,
and he was just like, what the fuck, the fuck.
Yeah, so that's when the grapefruit thing
Right,
happens.
then he
runs
him.
off.
He hits him with the grapefruit when he's chasing him.
No, it
And
was
he
the
jumps over the fence.
the little fake out throw.
And then he jumps over the fence, and he doesn't know how to get down. He just
He just falls.
He just falls, which looked like it hurt, to be honest.
I think he said like he like twisted his ankle in that scene
In
or
real
something
life?
like that in real
Yeah,
life
it
or something
looks
like that.
it.
Like it's
Oh my
fucking
gosh.
stupid. It was
And
terrible.
now to the next part, you got a pinata
The
of summer
piñata.
that all the kids at school are hitting.
that Pedro has, and the kids, all the nerds especially.
Oh,
they
they're
over
beating
there
the shit out of that
Yeah.
thing. And then apparently it's against school rules to have a pinata in the likeness of another student.
Oh well, yeah.
the principal scolds him for that.
It's a very, very specific rule that I feel like in Idaho has probably never come up.
Yeah, right.
For the first
exactly. He's like, I don't know what the problem is. We
do that in Mexico.
We hit
That's what he
pinatas
said.
of people all the time in Mexico.
That's what he said. He told the police, he was like, yeah, it's weird. Because in Mexico, we do this shit all the time. You guys are fucking really weird up here.
He really thinks nothing of it. And then that's when you get Napoleon. He
Oh,
finds
he's
a
at the
VHS
store,
dance video.
But that is a weird thing, though, because it's like in cultures, you always, especially in movies, it'll always be like a foreign person in America who'll be like, well, in my country, it's like, motherfucker, we're not here, all right? We don't just do the crazy shit you do in your country.
It's
Not crazy in my country.
Yeah, it's not crazy.
You guys are the crazy ones eating your potato chips.
It's pretty crazy eating potato chips.
I think they're jealous that we eat potato chips. I think every country who shits on our country for eating chips has never had a Dorito.
No, they have some other things.
they what
and
they
call
looking
it
at is
something
the
else.
effects of all the goddamn chips we eat. They like them some fat mofos.
Well, yeah, you don't have to be the guy who's sitting on the couch eating out the bag. Like,
That's what all Americans look like to other people.
Yeah.
that is an absolute fact.
It's true.
It's true.
So, Napoleon. I put Napoleon meets LaFonda.
That's exactly what I put too.
Because she's just sitting there and she's staring at him. It's weird. I don't like it.
Well, she probably.
And that's
looked-
when you said it gave you swinger vibes.
Yep.
Well, no, it was her tone, the way she was talking to him and
the way
stuff.
she talked.
Whatever. Because she was like, why are you all sweaty? And he's like, oh, practicing my sweet dance moves.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh. Then that's when before they leave, she's like, oh, here's a tape my cousin made.
Good thing she had that in her titties, just hanging around.
I know, right?
She always keeps that tape on her.
Just in case. She's trying to help her cousin out.
2004. Who the fuck is using a tape?
They got to make it out the hood.
But the tape. That's a CD.
We had tapes back then. We are just coming out of that era.
Nah.
Maya had an Usher tape that we played on my little karaoke box.
What Usher tape?
It had
What
the one,
album?
I think it was Confessions.
Hell no, she
Nah.
didn't have Confessions
I
on no
swear.
tape.
Nah.
No, it was
I don't
like
even.
8701.
I was gonna say
No.
I don't even believe
It
you had
wasn't
8701
it
on
wasn't
tape.
Confession. It was the one with Superstars. That which one?
That's Confessions.
Is it?
Yes, Confessions has Superstar on
I
it.
swear, it was one of those. It was one of those tapes that
It wasn't. It gets
Yeah,
no
I
way.
She probably
swear.
There's no
won it
way.
somewhere.
I
You
swear,
know how
I remember.
they'll have old stuff like in certain things.
Point
and
is,
they give to kids.
you shouldn't have had that tape. Even if she did, she shouldn't have had it.
She did. I remember
we had
having to
tapes
rewind
because I
it.
had tapes and she.
You had tapes that were left over.
She-
Jacked up.
You weren't
my
buying new tapes.
but we had tapes.
Yeah.
You weren't buying new tapes.
They were
Anyway.
still around.
Ain't nobody
Right.
buying no new tapes.
They were still around.
Point
then.
is, in 2004, that's a CD you
But-
hand over.
No, not if he made it. That was a tape.
I'd have made them. You could make CDs. We was burning shit all day. What are you talking about?
We were just getting to that.
Nah, it's been around. Napster had been around since like 2001 at 2000 at that point.
Okay, not everybody moved up in technology just
is
yet.
true.
People move
Hey.
quickly now. Not like
Look,
they
all I'm
used to.
saying is it's 2004. 3 years, that gap is huge.
You know what?
Not in those
This
days.
is when Uncle Rico. You know what? See, we did it after.
Doesn't matter.
This
Doesn't
This is
matter.
when-
Yeah.
No, this is when Rico. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You guys did it out of order.
yeah, we did. Anyway,
Anyway,
Uncle
well, we said
Rico-
it. This
let's
is
go
what
it-
to let's go to Rico goes to
At-
Starla's.
yeah, to their Rex Quando's house with Starla, trying to tell her what those pills are gonna do for her, putting 2
pots.
saucepans on her boobs, and then you see.
Well, she doesn't have boobs anymore.
Well,
she done
her
lifted-
muscles-
That's why he
She
went
done
to
lifted
her
them motherfucking
muscles
things.
with nipples on them.
And that's when Rex walks in and he beats the shit out of him. Apparently,
Apparently.
That's when we get the idea.
Well, that's the last we see of Rico to the end of this movie. He
Right.
breaks
it's
his.
true. It's
Oh
true.
yeah, he doesn't have on a.
He has a cast.
Yeah.
In a sling.
Shoot. Now
Like-
Then it says, "Oh, so then the whole,
Election day.
the election day thing,
Or at least the speeches.
yeah, the speeches, and so then Summer comes out, and they find out about doing a skit, and he's like, a skit, and he's all
Sitting there
depressed
like,
and
say nothing
everything.
about no fucking skit.
I know Napoleon's like, what? Nobody knew that. That's not right. You know, whatever. Then Summer's over there. Hey guys, do you want to do this? You know, I can do that. I'm going to make sure we got glitter in the bathroom.
Aren't
glitter
you
this-
tired of chimichangas? I know I
I'm
am.
Yeah.
not. I love you.
Chimichangas are fucking amazing.
Gosh,
And it's
she's
just
an a-hole.
Vote for Summer.
White girl
And then
problem.
that's when they dance to the Backstreet Boys
Oh,
song.
you people, can't you see? That's my jam.
They thought they was getting it.
He got all the happy hands, girls. They're all they're not good with their feet movements. They're good with their hands.
Yeah, all they did was walk around.
These were
in
the
a
worst
square.
dance moves I've ever seen.
You could have
Ever.
told them that.
They were
That was
terrible.
like-
That's what that girl said. I hope you guys have a pretty good skit because this shit, this shit
Hey,
right here is
that's what
pretty
all the,
fire.
That's what all the young girls, the kind of dance they did to Backstreet Boys at their mom's house.
Oh, it's all like arms, like up, up, down, down. Bring them to the side and twirl.
That's when they used to be like, "Mom, let me show you this dance that we came up with."
Terrible.
Look what I can do.
So then, so anyway,
Dewey.
he tells him, he was like, I don't even know what to say. He's like, just tell him, you know. Oh, he had told him the day before. Yeah, just tell him, you know, if they vote for you, their wildest dreams will come true.
That's
or
exactly
whatever.
what he says.
Yeah, he goes in there. He's like,
What's the last thing he says? He was
Yeah,
like, you know, I don't have a lot to say. You know, fuck it. I'm here. It's thought to be something cool to do, I guess. If you vote for me, all your wildest dreams will come true.
I voted for him.
Peace.
then he walks off all depressed looking like,
And then Napoleon was like, all right, let's do this.
he goes and gives him the tape to put on, and he's like, now a skit by Pedro, whatever, Ramirez.
Yeah, Ramirez.
And so here comes Napoleon out with that dance and them boots, the toe up boots.
First of all, dope song. That's Jamiroquai.
Jamiroquai.
I knew it. I was thinking in my head, and I didn't want to say it out loud because I didn't want you guys to be like, you idiot, this ain't Jamiroquai.
He's got a really
But it sounded like
different kind of
Jamiroquai,
voice
and I was like,
sound. around.
I was like, he sounds familiar.
But it's how he starts with his hands in his pockets, that little going back and forth with his hands. I'm like, what is
the dance was fly overall.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. All of a sudden.
I mean, especially when you compare it to what came before.
Yeah. I wonder if he freestyled this, like for like just different scenes they pieced together.
It might have been.
Good question.
It might have been.
Dang, gotta find an interview. I know somebody asked him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so standing ovation for this dance.
Right.
Because he's still dancing and the music cuts off and he's like...
Don.
He's still...
And the whole audience is looking around.
But everybody is hyped. And then Pedro...
He wins.
Well, we don't find out yet. We find out in the epilogue, I guess, of this movie, which has an epilogue for some fucking reason.
Yeah, that's the whole Kip and LaFonda saga.
And then
continues.
a random thing that we don't know about because, well, it's something he like very, very lightly mentions, Rico, about a girl.
Oh,
he
yeah.
would have been with a girl or whatever.
Right.
And then you see at the end of this movie, you know.
Yeah.
She
Well,
comes
that's what I'm
back.
saying. Because we're pretty much there. It is like the end of this movie now. And it's like, okay, Pedro wins the presidency. He's El Presidente. And then you have LaFonda and Kip, and she's saying they're getting on the bus or whatever. She's getting on the bus, and he's there.
And then
Rico with his lady love, who rides a bike all the way to his middle of the nowhere trailer. And Grandma comes back because she's been missing.
Yeah,
but I guess she's feeling
and
better
then
now.
you see, then there's Napoleon and
Deb playing tetherball.
Does she ever realize that he never said those things to her?
I think it's unspoken.
I think because she does kind of make a look when he's doing the dance. He's like, "Oh, what a good friend," some bullshit like that, and then he's just like, "Hey, you want to play me?" And she's like, "Yeah, I think I will." And then you're like, "That's love, I guess."
That's a good friendship. You make up like that.
You know what? I think that's just his way of testing the women. That's how he knew Summer wasn't the one. He was like, "Hey, you want to play me?" And she was like, "No." Like, whatever. Why would I want to be with anybody who isn't going to play tetherball with me?
So that's a really good way to judge.
I think we all need. I think we all need something like that.
This is
I'm
true.
Gonna be like,
I agree.
Nobody's accepting my tetherball invitation.
I don't know if that's a good one for you.
Why?
Because it's like 2022.
Doesn't matter. I still play tetherball. We got a tetherball court right now. True story.
I'm be like, mine is going to be Marvel or DC. Trick question.
That's way too complicated.
It's a trick question.
Way too complicated.
Yeah, because
there is no right answer. Yeah, it's both. Only an idiot picks sides. That's how I feel. Depends on what it is, though. Sometimes you got to pick sides.
Yeah,
but for anything that's like entertainment, when they be like, "Well, what do you like, Star Trek or Star Wars?" Like, why can't I like both? I don't understand why that's illegal.
They're not.
But I'm just saying, like, if you did, they'd be like, "Whoa, you could only like one." I'm like, why? I don't understand
That's
that.
their hang up.
That's so stupid.
I mean, so maybe their hang up is just make a choice. Doesn't mean it matter if it's the right choice or the wrong choice.
No, I'm not making a choice because I can enjoy both
you
things.
Lose and you don't get to be with that person.
I don't want to be with that person. That's how that person thinks. I don't want to be with that person.
Okay,
This
so
your invitation for tetherball, anybody?
This post
somebody
credits.
Yeah, this thing has a freaking stinger scene like a goddamn Avengers movie.
But I like it.
And it's crazy.
Ow.
Because
nice.
I remember I didn't see this the first time, but I had seen it.
I had
but
never.
I didn't see, but it was like, what? This whole thing, and the killer was that song.
Okay, but so what it was is Kip and LaFonda's wedding.
I like how her whole family was like, "The fuck? What the fuck?"
It was only one person that was sitting there, like I don't
No,
know. It looked
it
like
was
maybe
one
it
of
could be
her
brother or
brothers.
something.
No, he was just extra.
He was extra, but they were all just they were all shaking their heads
They were all
like,
looking like, what?
Hell
indeed
no.
Hell is going on? But he was just done.
He was like, "I love you more than technology,
No,
but I still love technology."
He's like, I love technology, but not as much as I love you.
But I still
Fucking weirdo song for a weirdo guy. And then the part that would have pissed me the most, this is my wedding.
Oh.
I'm shooting Napoleon dead in his chest. This nigga rolls in on a horse, misses the entire wedding. Let's not forget that he missed the entire wedding.
Plan.
That's terrible. I'm sorry. You have to, because they're like, "Where's Napoleon? He's missing the wedding." And he was like, "Sorry, I'm late." Nah, fuck out of here, nigga. I had to get you.
because then he said, "Take a picture of me."
He was like, I had to get you this honeymoon horse. Yeah. Hey, Deb, take a picture of me on the horse. And then he gets the pose like fucking Fabio and shit.
That'd be me.
And she was like, nice. He was like, sweet.
And then he gets off of it, and
you don't get to be late to my wedding and then show up on a fucking horse.
Talking about it's the honeymoon horse.
I will murder you in your sleep.
He don't care. Kip was happy. He's with LaFonda.
He's an idiot.
They ride off into the distance.
She's an idiot.
No,
they're both dumb because no black woman especially is going to be upstaged at her own wedding by some dude riding in on a horse.
Oh yeah, for real.
She's murdering that nigga. She might not have said nothing then. But there's a reason there's no Napoleon Dynamite too.
She probably said something to Kip, and then Kip was probably told Napoleon something. Napoleon, that wasn't cool.
He's like, LaFonda didn't like what you did at our wedding. She said you were trying to upstage her.
Why did that sound too perfect?
Because I feel like that's what he would say.
Yeah.
The word upstage would definitely have been mentioned.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I bought you a horse for your honeymoon.
He's like, God, you know how hard it was to get. Where the fuck did he get that horse?
He probably was like, I had to go through a castle and kiss a princess.
I swear. Like, the more it is, the more questions are brought up. Napoleon clearly is, for lack of a better term, slow. Who
is he slow?
He's got to be something. He's taking that.
No, he may be on the spectrum, but I don't
he's
think
on the.
he's
All
slow.
right. Point is, he's a weird kid.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not giving it. Who's giving him a horse? Where did he get that horse? Like, where did he get this goddamn horse?
What if all these things that we thought were lies were not really lies, and he's saying some real shit?
There's a whole nother. This is a story. It's all that stuff that he said he did that we were sure he didn't.
They showed deleted scenes of him actually doing shit.
He's over there. He's over there inspecting over there in Scotland.
Pretty scary, guys. Pretty scary stuff.
Ooh, scary. That would be interesting.
I want to do a thing where we find movies that aren't and try to figure out a way to make them like horror movies. Like, the more innocent, the better.
That'd be awesome.
But like, because that's obviously like, you could do Miss Doubtfire. That's easy. Like, obviously, he just got fed up and snapped one day, dressed up as a woman, and slowly killed the entire family one by one.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Yeah.
You've thought about this before.
100%. And I want to do more. I want more. I need more movies that I could turn into horror movies without changing anything really other
about
than
it.
Like, it only needs one change to change a movie into a horror movie.
It just needs a dark
and
filter on it.
Napoleon Dynamite is very simple.
What is it?
Psychopath.
Uncle Rico comes in and he finally pushes him too far. When he throws that steak at him, that was the last fucking straw. So now the movie is him basically terrorizing Uncle Rico and Kip, because Kip is such a Rico dick rider.
The wedding is not really a wedding. They're all dead.
Wow.
Gasp. Do you guys know
Plot
about...
twist.
Hey, speaking of which, did you ever see that scene? It's like a deleted scene from Titanic where at the end, because she dies, she ends up back on the Titanic with everyone who dies on the Titanic.
No.
And it's like Leonardo DiCaprio and he looks back and it's a smile and that's like the end of it.
That is it, yeah.
That's dumb.
No, it's just making
that would be hell. I don't want to be on the ship that everybody, all those people died on. That is terrible.
It was good memories because of the time she had with him.
Now.
Oh, you mean when she was old?
When
she dies.
I don't think she dies. I think it just plays it back.
It just plays it back.
Memories of her.
I think that's her dying.
I think.
And she ends up, and that's where sure heaven is, I guess. My point is, you know how you make that scene better?
What?
That she's dead. Uh-huh. She ends up on the Titanic because that's her dream cloud. And then, or whatever. And Leonardo looks back and he goes, oh no, not you too. And then boom, now we're stuck in like Freddie Hell movie. It's fucking awesome. I'm pretty good at this thing. Pretty fucking good at this.
Okay, so they're like stuck in.
And then Titanic 2, The Escaping.
They're stuck in the.
They're stuck in purgatory.
Yeah, well,
they're stuck in purgatory.
Oh, it's called purgatory. I thought it was called something else. Isn't there
what are you talking
another
about?
Name for it?
Limbo.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, limbo's not purgatory. It's something completely different.
Okay, well, they're stuck in limbo.
I think purgatory is better. Because then at least it gives you like if they're successful in their escape, they get to go to heaven. But if they're not, which she'd probably go to hell anyway for the adultery, right?
Was it adultery? Was she married to that dude?
I don't know.
She was betrothed.
Engaged.
Well,
yes.
look, that's enough. God, and she was just like, I don't care. I want this vagabond.
Yeah.
They smelled back then, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
No, I don't think about that. I'm like, people
You know
really
what's
wanted to
worse
get
though?
G with everybody
His
else, or be
friends,
gay.
the dude that he came in with was just still at the bottom. He never was like, hey, yo, I got invited to this rich guy party. Like, come with me. Or I at least try to sneak him in. He just left that nigga down in the bowels of this
know, what a
ship.
jerk.
And when that ship sank, he was like the first to die.
I didn't even think about him.
Yo, Jack's an asshole. This whole movie, Jack is just one big asshole. I don't think he even loved Rose. I think he was just having fun. He was glad to die when it was all said and done, because then he made some promises. He made some promises. Because what if she did scoot over? He would be like, oh, no, I don't think I can fit, actually.
She
It just starts sinking.
He's like, she was on his bucket list.
Probably he was
He's
like,
all right, I can go
they probably
now.
made a bet with this homeboy. He was like, yo, I can smash that rich girl. You don't think I can? 4 days tops.
There you go.
Wow.
The end.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Back to the movie. Now, how do we feel this fit the criteria of the theme for the month? Who's gonna go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
I don't think this movie is good. I think this movie has funny moments there's like moments that make me laugh, but as a whole, I do not think this movie is good. Therefore, I can't with all consciousness say that this is a movie so bad it's good. I think it is a movie that can be entertaining at times, but I do not think that it fits the criteria. I think the way I remembered it, especially, just didn't hit. Because I think I watched this maybe last month when Malcolm and MJ were watching it, and I was just kind of like, this movie's fucking stupid. So no, I would give, and if I'm rating it, I would give this movie a 5 out of 10 because I still found
Still
it
pretty good.
Yeah, well, because it's still like there are moments where they're funny, and I like some of the moments. But as a cohesive movie, I just can't. This shit sucks. This shit is Seinfeld the movie.
In a way, and it's some kind of version of Seinfeld. Okay, so how do I explain this? I think it's cool. It's I like the movie. I'm entertained by it. I don't want to watch it every day, and I did see it at a certain point too many times. But yeah, I think it does fit the criteria because it is a movie that is terrible. It's a terrible movie, but you are entertained from it. So I think it does fit the criteria. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I still enjoy it.
All right. Mother?
So I was gonna say definitely. I think it meets the criteria.
Well, you picked it, so.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I could pick something and then it just doesn't. But in this case, I definitely think it's so bad it's good. It's still hard to look away. It's like you can still get stuck in it. It's just like it is crazy. It is stupid.
It's a train wreck.
It is a train wreck, but it is a train wreck. Like you're just like I can't. It's like what is happening here? Even though I've seen it before. It still has that effect. So I definitely think it did meet the criteria. And for me, I'll give it. I'm gonna give it about a 7. Yeah,
No, that's
right.
really good, actually.
Yeah.
I don't. All right, that's you.
Yeah, that's you. All right, so we got one more episode left. Let's see if we can actually do it.
What are we doing?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying, because usually we always miss one every month. So I'm trying to make sure we get to it.
Well, collectively, if we don't get any feedback, I guess we'll figure it out.
I'm not tripping off the feedback.
Oh.
We'll figure something else out. But if you have any suggestions out of the, we could collab and come up with one, or we could just all pick one, rock, paper, scissors, and whoever wins tells you which one they pick.
Let's do it. Yeah, she is.
Or we'll put some in a house.
scissors.
We'll put some in a hat. Let's just ask some of the family. We'll write them down. Put them in a hat. You have a hat? Dad has a hat. He has hats.
She's got
I have
a
a bucket hat.
Oh, it came?
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to see it. Yeah, so we'll figure it out. There's a lot of so bad they're good movies, and I think we've all got some good ones that we could throw in there.
Yeah.
So you guys will just have to wait to see what happens. We don't know yet either, so we'll figure it out.
Well, I guess you'll see when we find out.
All right, and on that note, we are out of here. Hey, yaga ho.
Really?
That's my catchphrase.